Yesterday's highlights got sleep guilt, egg abuse, ass worms, and relationship damage. Good morning, nation.
Today we're breaking it down, the 15-minute situation to get your ass to the bed and make some accomplishments.
Nothing says sunrise like a grown man calling your whole life lazy.
Now it's time to turn the volume all the way up, and kids, kick your parents out of the room because we're taking the mantle from Conan O'Brien and we're looking for you. College campuses around America.
That sounded like a campus warning sent 3 minutes before somebody loses funding.
And believe it or not, some of us need streaks.
Yeah, because some adults need a reward chart to brush their teeth and live.
Yeah, we need that constant motivation that we know somebody's there to catch us. All it takes is one. Just get up, go for a walk. 1 minute. 15 times, there's your 15-minute workout.
That's elite lazy man math. That's how dudes justify everything.
Some of us just, we think we got something done, and then we add an extra step to it,
That is every guy who turned a 10-minute fix into a weekend hostage situation.
Next thing you know, we over-engineered the whole problem, and it becomes a very complicated situation. And to all you snoozers, hey, you guys snoozing? You're now you're 891 minutes behind.
Damn, one snooze and now you owe life child support.
It might be one of the simplest life hacks ever created.
Anytime somebody says life hack, prepare for some bullshit with confidence.
As a matter of fact, we should actually put a big campaign out. You know, we should start perhaps like a lobbying campaign for Apple to remove the snooze button.
Imagine calling Apple because your bed got you in a chokehold.
You know, Apple's all about lifestyle. Apple's all about, helping us achieve the greatest things. Between Apple and Nike, they should get behind the snooze button. That itself would change society.
No, society would just be meaner before 8.
I'm just telling you guys right now, it actually would change society. So we got these legacy acts now. I was talking to some business folks out there in the Floridas, and we're talking about music artists. And I'm telling you, man, inside, I guess the question I have to ask ourselves is, when you become a legacy act, is it full permission to let yourself go?
Half the dads watching just adjusted their shirt and got quiet.
Like, I'm just wondering. I'm just asking the question that we all are wondering in our heads. Because if you saw bye 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 Joey Fatone, you'd be thinking that we all have permission to let ourselves go.
That line just hit every former hot guy currently built like barbecue season.
Why? Why did you do that? How did you do that? Like, the mind of a sociopath. That shit just fascinates me.
Keith always says crazy shit like lawsuits are a fake religion.
Well, hey, you could be worse. You could be the guy where doctors found, hey Kai, doctors found a live World War II artillery shell inside of his body.
Men will say, I'm good with active military equipment in their ass.
I'm just a delivery of the message. That's all that I am. So, think about it. You could be the guy laying on the couch with the belly. You could be the guy hitting the snooze button, and you could also be the guy with the artillery shell stuffed inside of your body cavity.
That is a brutal way to remind people their Tuesday is not that bad.
So you were the NSYNC guy then? So were you NSYNC or Backstreet?
That question hit John like he got called baby girl in county jail.
No, you're not a fucking boy band guy at all. You're Jesus Christ. I mean, listen to you. Are you? This is how fucking warped you are. Those are for fucking chicks.
Meanwhile, 4 dudes in the gym just skipped straight past leg day in shame.
There's a lot of dudes right now having this conversation privately, and some guy's like, wait a minute. They're in the gym, Johnny. Couple good guys like you and I. He's like, wait a minute. You like Backstreet Boys? Yeah, I do.
That is male vulnerability, and John looked like he smelled betrayal.
Don't you? Fuck no.
See, if you like them, you don't tell anybody.
John talks about boy bands like they are witness protection.
If someone fucking sees a little blood, oh my God, you're bleeding.
I'll just never forget. He's like, because I think I asked him, weren't you afraid of dying? He's like, no, my body's a machine. It'll just go to sleep first. That really struck me.
He's actually a pretty tough kid, but I still got to work on him a little bit. Eating some eggs, and he gets a shell in there. And you might as well have a razor blade in his mouth.
Old school toughness always sounds 2 stories away from social services.
I would literally take probably between a dozen and 15 eggs with me every day.
That is not breakfast. That is terrorism for anyone trapped indoors.
Out of breakfast, hard-boiled egg. And so on the bus, you're fucking peeling these things, and the Japanese are clean. And so the road manager comes to me, he's like, everybody imitates him. Hey, John. That's how he spoke. Hey, John, you got to stop eating eggs on the bus. Make a big mess. Sometimes we'd be going from be like a late night and they'd turn the lights off, everybody recline fucking sleep, and I'd wake up and I'd be hungry, so I'd grab some fucking eggs and I would put the whole thing in my mouth and people could hear me chewing the fucking the shells.
Imagine waking up on a bus hearing a grown man eat construction materials.
And Americans all over the planet will be happy to know that, Johnny, egg prices have collapsed by more than 97% from their March all-time high.
John just heard that, like, rent dropped at the strip club.
So they're actually trading at the lowest price in over a decade, dude. Maybe not at Whole Foods, but they're actually lower than they ever have been. So eggs are coming down, brother, which means that we should be eating more eggs.
Well, the reason you're doing egg whites is to get away from all the processed shit. Now you're gonna put it right back in.
Well, listen, hey, that rotten egg gas coming out of your ass, Johnny, it might actually be protecting your brain from Alzheimer's.
Finally, a medical breakthrough powered entirely by ass.
Listen to this.
You know, it's all these fucking studies come up and all they do is support a fucking healthy lifestyle.
Yeah.
Those are being pasteurized with the idea that you're going to cook them. So they pasteurize it with heat because they know you're going to hit it with heat. It doesn't make a difference if they use heat in the pasteurization process. The ones I get are pasteurized with filters, so that because the heat basically disfigures the protein molecule. You know, this Backstreet Boy thing's got me by the fucking scruff of the neck, dude.
Nothing ruined that man's peace like accidental boy band feelings.
It seems like when we become when the artists that we grew up admiring become like a legacy act, which is like they're more relevant to what they used to do instead of what they're creating now. It's like we've allowed them to just become the dad version of their older self.
These motherfuckers could barely get to the ring.
That is every reunion tour now. Just memories and swollen ankles.
Yeah, I mean, I think it comes down to the fact that, I mean, you think like this, it's like the people that are watching that dude on the stage from whichever fucking boy band he was from, you know, they're watching him perform, but they're also romanticizing about when they were fucking 15. Because many people have gotten trapped under cars. A fucking car without a bar is a motherfucker.
Every desk guy heard that and felt his lower back file a complaint.
But yeah, he ended up flipping a car, lost footing in his back fucking foot, and the whole car came back on top of him, and it was literally pinned underneath the car.
Whoa.
That makes sense? Where maybe you're dragging an anchor chain, you got to go that 50 feet, then you run to the fucking car, you got to flip it twice, then continue on to a farmer's walk or something like that. I mean, especially strongman, it's learning to use your whole body in your movements. If you don't have fast hips.
Yeah.
Bad news for every man who counts standing up as cardio.
So get this, man. A woman in Greece was working near sheep when flies swarmed her face.
This show switches topics like your drunk uncle with Wi-Fi.
And soon after she
then he fucking sends me this picture.
Yes.
It's a fucking worm.
Oh.
I was like, dude, please tell me you're fishing.
Shut up.
What is that worm from? And he goes, you see the white background to that worm? It was in the fucking toilet.
Cool. Breakfast can go straight to hell.
Came out of his ass?
Cool. So lunch is dead now.
That's what happens if we don't. I mean, parasites are fucking living in us. You made it sound like they sat down to a fucking bowl of
No, it's like a NASCAR thing, dude.
Men will compare emotions to race cars before saying, I felt weird.
There's any human that says they're not jealous is like a human that says they don't jerk off.
I would have feelings of insecurity.
There it is. The real shit hiding underneath all the guy talk.
Very much insecurity of maybe not feeling worthy of her, or maybe not feeling like I was good enough, or that I would be just a passing. And do I feel it now? Like, no, fuck, not at all. Like, I got, like, the loyalty and the bond we have is remarkable.
Also, one day roller would go, fuck, what? How did this happen? How am I fucking giving a shit about this? Now you're fucking hooked. And it was like you did it to yourself.
That is love. Start with flirting and end up emotionally leasing yourself.
It can take some time to go through your own insecurities and recognize that that's something you have to figure out yourself, and not be a fucking pussy or a suck about it. You got to figure it out yourself, and building that trust and loyalty. When that person continues to show the nonstop loyalty, point, you kind of got to go, okay, this is, as Petra would say, the evidence is real. Stop fucking questioning it, right?
Some guys don't want comfort. They want proof, screenshots, and the Lord himself.
Because it's terrible when those feelings will drive a person to do something that can leave a permanent fucking mark in a relationship that shouldn't have it. That happens all the time. You know, you have opportunities for great relationships get destroyed because one person can't, well, fuck, who knows, maybe both can't fucking let go.
Somebody today is like, fuck, Andrew said something about the eggs. I should just have some eggs today. Yeah, okay, so there's a little fucking shell in my mouth. Who cares? I'm having the egg. But I was thinking that, dude, the impact you would have on society if you could get your fingers on the people that do this dumb shit all the time. If you could just convince 1% of these dumb shit, you'd have you might have a Nobel Peace Prize in the world.
Beating that voice, beating doing what I needed to do just through the fucking good old fashioned hard way of doing it. But here's the beauty of it is that I now realize that I spent 50 some years giving away at least 25% of my mental bandwidth fighting this battle.
Oh, interesting.
So now I just have this, it's like I've been given this fucking amazing gift of having 25% more of me available. Because if you're always fighting, if you got 25% over here to defend the shit coming at you, there's 75% of you here. Well, now there's maybe 5% over there. So I got 95% of me to give the rest of the world, so to speak.
So craving hijacks your brain's decision engine. Alcohol and weed do it differently. And so could you. Walk through any casino in Nevada, look at 135 people. Some have probably had some alcohol, some have smoked a little bit of weed or a little bit of both, actually changing their reward patterns. Literally at the slot machine, somebody who's drinking is going faster, like fucking ding, 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 ding. And the guy who smoked the doobie is sitting back and kind of making some slower decisions.
Food is a gateway to everything else.
He is right. One shitty breakfast and suddenly your whole day is fuck it.
If I'm fucking up with food, the gate's open. There's a difference between losing fat and losing weight. Doing hard shit will separate you from the pack so fast.
Because most people tap out the second life gets mildly annoying.
It will completely blow your mind. It will also attract other people that do hard shit. And guess what? Those other people that do hard shit, those are the people that are where you want to be. Those are the people that you want to network with. Those are the people that you want to get closer to. If you want to be great, all you've got to do is what everybody else is not doing. And that's hard shit. And the hardest shit is this right here. This is the fucking tip. You're going to beat 80%, actually closer to 85% of people just by showing up.
Painful truth. Most people are exhausted by the idea alone.
Because to most people, showing up every day is really hard shit.
I think, John, what happens is we often place so many obstacles before we even get to the first minute.
Fucking Jesus Christ, these fucking numbers are unbelievable. It's like a fucking, it's like little hidden pieces of poison everywhere. I need 30 minutes. I need an hour. Bullshit. You need just enough fucking time to lose your breath.
That line just slapped every perfectionist holding a new water bottle.
How badly do you want to lose your breath is the question.
The minutes don't matter. It's the sleep. So again, you continue to support your argument, which is it's not a matter of the minutes before the movement, or it's not a matter of the minutes before the sleep. It's actually just the movement or the sleep that's most important. Just do it.
Here's the thing: the shorter the time, the more vigorous it's going to be.
And especially as I've learned how quick time goes by, especially now doing this show with you, like 15 minutes, John, is actually a fart in the wind.
Disgusting visual, annoyingly strong point.
Like it's so. You think about what you can do in 15 minutes.
Think about how good it feels in the moment.
Oh, no question.
That's more powerful than the finish. Because that's where all of a sudden you go past the finish and you don't even know.
15 minutes is so fucking boom. And when you're in the middle of it, I fucking thoroughly enjoy being in the middle of it.
The body wasn't designed to sit all day.
Yeah, so Nation, eyes on the screen. I invite you to take a look at the screen right now. That is, Johnny, that's the original Bionic Woman and $6 million man, Lee Majors and Lindsay Wagner. What would you get for a $6 million body today? Like, what would you get, like an arm or a leg? Like you think about like what $6 million doesn't buy you today.
The socks would have been okay, but the flip-flops could have really, you know, you're going to take a quick fucking step and the shoe comes off. Next thing you know, the Gators got you by the toe.
We got to Edmonton city limits, big road trip, true story. Saw the sign, welcome to Edmonton. The whole car fucking stopped. And I don't want to say blew, I would say blew up because it didn't blow up.
It's like, you ever have those friends that fucking tell story? They're like storytellers and they're like, everybody's like, okay, this is going to go for like 10 minutes and there's going to be no entertainment value. But it's kind of crazy how some people will, all they want to do is talk. They just trying to have a conversation. They just don't know how to, they don't understand how to enter properly. I just go bam. I just fucking lay it out. He goes, I'm going to find the cracks in the internet for you. Well, if there's a highly searched term.
Yes. Okay. Yeah.
But there's no videos to connect to it.
Yes.
That's the crack.
Most advice is useless because it ignores human nature. Actually, people are not these little clean productivity robots who wake up every morning excited to execute the obvious. That is why we probably hit the fucking snooze button. That's what I suspect. Here's why. People, us humans. Yeah, we got that E word. You know, emotional. We're all emotional. We sure are. And we are insecure, impulsive, proud, ashamed, tempted, distracted, scared of being judged. You either want the greatness or you want the comfort. You can't have both. What happens when the person knows exactly what to do and still doesn't do it?
That question just kicked every procrastinator straight in their browser tabs.
That is where most advice dies for all of us. Because most advice is built for the ideal conditions. Yeah, those conditions that are like, okay, every variable's connected, all the I's are dotted, all the T's are crossed, everything is perfect. Guys, that's not how real life is. No, what's real life? Friction, walls, barriers, obstacles, moments. Friction. We avoid what threatens the current self-image, calling it confusion when it's actually, it's actually avoidance. And then we call it burnout when it's really misalignment. Guys, we've all done it. And then you know what we do? We call it perfectionism when it's actually fear. Calling it timing when it's really just cowardice. And that is what makes shallow advice even more dangerous. Because shallow advice, that shallow little headline advice, makes people feel broken. FOMO, for not executing something that was never designed for real human behavior in the first place. Like, oh, I can't do that. No, you can. The problem is that not all people are weak. Sometimes the advice we give them is weak. No weight, no blood, no understanding. All it does is it sounds good, looks good on that carousel you made with Canva last night. But then it falls apart the moment the person grabs it in real life. It's a harder truth that starts in our own mirror, that people do not struggle because they lack instructions. We struggle because change threatens our identity. We struggle because comfort has a voice. Because fear, you know the voice. So no, I do not think most people need more advice. They just need better truth, honest truth, truth that respects the mess they are living in, truth that understands the resistance, truth that does not just tell people what is right, but understands why they keep choosing what is wrong, why they keep walking up to the wall and not moving forward.
That got real as hell. Full show is up next, and your excuses are already sweating.
pro golfers know a little bullshit can shave strokes off the scorecard.
It's fantastic news if your handicap is mostly emotional. Today we're teeing up the difference between confidence,
Self-deception.
and the kind of mental trash talk that wins trophies but wrecks lives.
Stick around
Because we're pulling the pin on the mental games men play.
and figuring out which ones actually help.
And which ones are straight up BS. Only on mornings in the lab.
Good morning and welcome back to Mornings in the Lab with Keith Jonathan, your live morning show for real talk, motivating content, and big conversations. Come hit the like, come hit the subscribe, and come jump into the comments. Come check into the show. Come say hello. Mornings.live over on the Mornings in the Lab Live Network. Get up, build a streak, and show us your proof that you are up. Every time you negotiate your way out of something, you teach yourself that your word means less when it's inconvenient. I'm rambling. Oh, hey, good morning. Well, just walking into some Robert Plant this morning. Yeah, we're talking about, before we do that, when does belief become performance fuel and when does it become a well-dressed lie? You keep telling yourself if you're a golfer, I think you might be a bull BSer. I'm just wondering, hey, we're going to talk about it coming up with the resident BSer himself, Dr. John Petricelli. But first, good morning and welcome back to Mornings in the Lab with Keith Jonathan, your live morning show for real talk, motivating content, and entertaining conversation that starts your day right with a little slap to the face to get your ass out of bed this morning. Just a friendly reminder, this is an X-rated experience today. Yes, it's not even going to be R-rated today. Jimmy, it's going to be X-rated today. Oh, fuck yeah, X-rated today. So, hey, kids, kick the parents out of the lab and say, hey, you're hanging out with the hunkle. The hunkle handsome chief, John Anderson, producer Jimmy, and producer Kai, and we don't know where Neiman is today. Good morning, everybody. Good morning, Whitaker. Good morning, Sullivan. Good morning, Whitaker. Good morning, Holroyd. And good morning to all of you showing up this morning on the big show. Hey, so guys, I already warned you, this is an R-rated experience. The next thing I'm going to say is this. If you're lurking in the shadows, come say hello. Come say hello. Come say hello. Good morning, Rico. What's going on, my brother from another mother? Rico's in the lab this morning. Good to see you out there as well. And hey, guys, if you haven't checked into the show yet, I'm not sure why you haven't. Hey, Jimmy, what's this widget thing in StreamYard? I noticed we got a new tab. Sorry, to all you guys know, squirrels sometimes get in front of me. So excuse me for a quick second. Jimmy, there's a squirrel. What's this squirrel doing here? Widgets. If I press this button, what happens? Hey, Kai, there's a poll. Kai. I found a poll for you. Oh, did I say poll? Hey, we're going to segue to the poll. No, not the bad joke where I often say the Pole or the Russian or the Croatian or the Ukrainian or the Canadian. No, not that one. It's actually a poll. Kai, what's the poll today? Well, the poll today is, Keith, it is, what's the biggest bullshit shortcut you see guys our age falling for? Well, I've been thinking about this conversation today, actually. Jimmy, Kai, I've been thinking about this today. I think that as... I know it's a fucking poll. Yes, it's a poll. Has there ever been a bigger misunderstood word in the world? Pole. Think about that. Think about how often we can shine the pole, climb the pole, hold the pole, crawl the pole. Look at the pole across the world. I'm telling you guys, that word can mean so much. Yeah, grind on the pole, as Kai would say. Oh, of course, Kai would drop that one. But anyways, hey guys, so I had an epiphany today. Anybody tells me they're a golfer, I now have decided that you're actually a bullshitter. Yeah, I've been thinking long and hard about this conversation today. And I'm suspecting that if you come to me and tell me you're a golfer, I automatically am going to judge you as a bullshitter. I've just made that decision. So, because I think, and I think Petro's going to confirm this, that when we get out on the fairways and we stroke here, stroke there, guys, get your head out of the pole. Get your head off the gutter. But when we stroke here, we stroke there. Often, I'm suspecting we count less strokes. And often, I'm suspecting when we put the ball back on the green somewhere, it is like maybe a few inches here, a few inches there. And I think that accumulative bullshitting adds up. So, Jimmy, I'm convinced you're a golfer. You are now a bullshitter, in my word. Whitaker's taken me 54 years to realize this, but it's true story. If you are, and I'm thinking fisher person too. If you're a fisher, if you like to fish, so hey, here's the thing, guys. We know this. Johnny likes to fish and Johnny likes to play golf. So maybe Johnny's the ultimate bullshitter. Yeah. Hey. And of course, we got the question today as well, guys. We got the big question always on the big show here today. What is this? What is the one lie you tell yourself about your health to avoid doing the actual work? Are we all still telling ourselves this shit? Are we actually? I don't know. I'll tell you what I was telling myself this morning. So I was scrolling X this morning, as I do every single morning over my coffee. And man, I got a burst of energy. And I dropped the clip over for Kai and Jimmy to play this morning. And I'm a little nervous about it, though. I admittedly am a little nervous about it because I don't want the YouTubers to come and jump on my back and turn my stream off. But guys, you're rumbling. Whoa. I saw a clip this week of Robert Plant playing, I think, the Jimmy Kimmel show or the Colbert show, one of the late night shows that are going away. Dude, he fucking batted that song. He sang that song like he wrote it just that morning. And the sound of his voice, I got goosebumps. And I got to be honest, as I was walking into the lab this morning, I thought to myself, I'm just some old dude. And then I thought, no, dude, that guy is giving me the energy to get after it today. Robert Plant, you're rumbling. Whoa, baby. Yeah, we're going to play it a little bit later on the show here. Jimmy Kai, I want to cue that one up if we can because I don't want to play it too long. But I want Nation to hear the chorus. And that chorus comes in at about the 4:30, 4:45 mark of that clip. So if we play it from the beginning, I suspect the YouTube police are gonna find us and turn off the stream for a few seconds. But I think we might be able to squeeze out a little bit of I'm rambling. Yeah, and if I have to, I can sing the rambling. So because I was moved. Just like Jim Nance's voice of the Masters, eh? You guys just sit around and get your work done during the day, and you put the background sultry sounds of Jim Nance approaching the Masters in Augusta. You got I got some video of Tiger approaching the golf course today. Yeah, Tiger made a guest appearance at the Masters yesterday. We got some breaking coverage of that. You guys need to see this one, man. I suspect it's going to hit the news today. I suspect it's actually going to be big news today. Tiger's appearance at the Masters last night. So we're going to drop that one today. But yeah, so if you guys are looking for some sultry sounds, you can either put on my voice later today or some Jim Nance, or of course some rambling. Yeah, some Robert Plant. Okay, coming up, we got a bunch of topics today, and I'm not even going to tell you which ones we're talking about. Nope, but we will talk about this one. We can't ignore the dark side of Africa Bambaata's passing. Yeah, one of the great hip hop pioneers passed. However, and you know what's crazy about all this shit, you guys, is that we grow up celebrating these people, and then they pass, and then we like, oh, that dude was maybe not that dude might not have been a good person. Hey, what's going on, official Del Taco? Can you see my future with those glasses? Hey, Del, look at me. I can, Del. I can see the future. Del, where are you joining me from this morning? You are on the big show we call Mornings in the Lab with Keith, John, and friends. We get after live every single day right here on mornings.live. And if you haven't checked in yet, I'd invite you to do that. We send people to this place called the World Wide Web. Yep, www. You see, my audience is a lot of those folks that grew up with the wwws. Official. Yeah, www. Yes, official. Hey, Jimmy, I got the white hearts today from the official Del Taco. I love that one. I wonder how I get the red hearts from the official Del Taco. Hey, are you officially the Del Taco? And what is Del Taco? I'm kind of curious about that. Oh, yeah, Petro, rambling. Oh, baby, that is such a... Man, with Allison Crow's... You guys know what I'm listening to today. I guarantee it. If it's not the sultry sounds of Jim Nance at the Masters in Augusta, I'll be listening to some rambling. Oh, man. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, so we're going to talk a little bit about Africa. Guys, like I'm just saying, right? Like we celebritize these humans. And then when they pass, we're like, oh, maybe we shouldn't be celebrating them. And then I think I'm going to put something on the table. And you guys know how I like to just say it like it is. Well, there's a Canadian politician yesterday introduced a brand new acronym to the world. And as a Canadian, I do not know how to digest it. And I'm probably going to offend a bunch of people, and that's fine. I'm sure with what we're going to put on the table, we will offend somebody because we will miss a letter in the alphabet during the offensive period. But I know who we will not be offending is the man who's just coming over there. We're going to get the morning loop started, and of course, there he is over there. His name, well, it's John Anderson on the morning loop.
Preston, what are you doing? Brother, are you up here secretly rehearsing? First of all, relax. That song just got good legs, that's all. No, those weren't casual steps. Your body knew the chorus too fast. Look, yesterday cracked the seal. Once Chief opened the boy band file, the whole morning got compromised. That's fair. But John's still the funniest part, acting above it like he didn't know exactly who everybody was. Exactly. A man doesn't know bands that well by accident. He's not denying the music, he's denying the evidence.
By the way, nation, good morning. Let's get this rooftop under control and start the morning loop.
See, that's a little better. If I'm driving the bus, we're going to get the proper kind of ass in the bus.
I love it. So good. Oh,
we got a couple of gay dudes driving. We're going to get the flamers climbing in the bus. And then I'm going to have to get them out and leave them in there with you and the boy bands and do your thing.
You know, I was laughing all day yesterday. There was moments throughout my day. I was just, we had a good show yesterday. It was so, the revelation with the boy band shit. There was moments in my day I start laughing and the dogs, I guess, were looking at me like, what are you laughing at? And I'm thinking, oh yeah, there's Billis dancing to NSYNC and Backstreet Boys when Keith and John were young. And John's like, who the fuck are you? Get off the scooter. Get out of here.
Well, you know, and just to correct the gay boys, how do you not know who these motherfuckers are? That's the problem.
Well, that's just it.
That's the fucking problem. You can't escape them.
Oh man. Well, you know what's funny? It's funny you put it that way because I actually let's segue there. You think about it, Johnny, like we live in a world now where culture is so split up, right? Like, you know, a big artist to your daughter is a different artist to my kid and so forth, where, you know, you might argue that, you know, the NSYNCs, the Backstreet Boys, like those are kind of like like I know we have BTS and some, and there's this and generation's era of those kind of bands, but to your point, we don't live in that culture anymore where everybody knows who like today's boy band is, right? Where when you and I grew up, it's like y'all knew who.
There was just one channel, man.
Well, that's just it. Yes. Yeah.
And that's the thing is, you know, these when something hits fucking pop culture, you can't fucking escape it.
No, not in 20. No, not today at all.
And the worst part about these fucking bands, Jesus Christ, they were all getting fucking buggered by that weirdo fucking manager there.
Oh, dude. The fact that
if you've never, I mean, listen, I don't like to pass judgment, and I say this in fun, in all good fun. But if you just lined up 100 people and you said, pick out who you think is going to be the pedophile, that guy gets picked 99 out of 100 times.
Oh, dude, like I'm going to say 99.999 out of 100 times. Like,
how does that work? That he's managing fucking teenage boys? Jesus Christ.
And oh man,
if that motherfucker ever got caught and put in prison, he wouldn't make it through the first night. The inmates would fucking would crucify him.
But I think he did though. So I know I'm going to get some of these facts incorrect. So we're just going to.
He didn't go to like a normal prison. He would have died.
Yeah, but Johnny, you're right. Lou Pearlman was put in jail, but wasn't for what you were. But I think it was like tax evasion and business shit, not all the bad shit that he was alleged to have done, like you said. And the fact that
was he really alleged to do? I had no idea. Was he really alleged to do all that?
Oh yeah. There was allegations that he was a fucking creeper behind the scenes there to a bunch of people that we probably will never hear about. Unfortunately, I don't say unfortunately. I mean that in a. Like, you know, I love the courage of the Jacob Newtons and the folks that come out there and say, hey, this happened to me. And I want to make sure I say that. I don't obviously accept anybody doing that kind of crazy bullshit. But yet, apparently, he wasn't a kind dude. And the fact he'd use buggery, it's just a word that nobody knows much about, man. That word is a fucking horrible word, eh? Buggery. Like, seriously, dude.
Yeah, I mean that dude is. I'm sure the hustle was this. He got those 2 boy bands up front.
Guarantee it. Yeah.
They're on Front Street.
Yeah.
And now every other fucking, wannabe boy band's coming in, having to suck a cock.
Boom.
I didn't even get a shot.
100%. Well, and I hate to say this, but the same thing happened in with Diddy and some of that other bullshit, right? It's that power thing, right? It's like, oh, you want to be well, look, it happened in WWE with McMahon and the gang there. It's the epitome of power, Johnny. Shout power.
Well, I think McMahon was probably he was probably not even at the top of the list.
No,
it was his number one guy.
DeLaurentis, or whatever his name is. Yes, I know who you're talking about.
Joe Laurinaitis, and there's 2 Laurinaitis, so I'm not gonna say the first name.
No, I know.
But there was, I believe, that he originally got put in charge of the female talent, which just everybody had to funnel through him. Talk about, Jesus
gross,
Christ.
man. Just fucking gross when I hear you say that, actually. Yeah. Hey, how was your last 22 hours, bro? Highlight for you? What happened for you? How was your nap? We've been talking naps lately.
Fuck, man. I'll tell you yesterday, boy. It succeeded like a motherfucker. Jesus Christ.
Well, the day before it failed.
Yeah, I was tired yesterday.
You said your day before you failed your nap.
Yeah, I thought my afternoon nap thing is history, but fuck yesterday, boy, I caught up for 2 days. It was just one of those. It was a good week, solid week. A lot of really good business advancements, a lot of good training.
Nice.
Yeah. Yesterday, man. And today I've actually got a pretty chill day, which is nice. But
nice. Yeah.
But fuck, man, we're coming home and God damn, my legs were heavy. I was like, Jesus Christ, baby. It's not just tired, it's like my legs are heavy.
Oh, yeah.
Like, man, just walking is like a little bit of I'm laboring here. And so I got home, grabbed a few things, laid down because we had friends coming to pick us up for dinner at 5.
Yeah.
Dude, laid down, was out for almost 2 hours. Yeah, Terry had to come wake me up.
Oh shit.
Yeah. So I think there is some afternoons. I think I'm going to nail this afternoon thing. I'm still trying to understand what the disconnect was the day before. I think I was too mentally engaged. When I got home yesterday, I was fucking mentally disengaged. I was like, let me get what I need to get done so I can lay down. As to where the day before I came home and I was just fucking in it. I didn't get my foot off the throttle enough to let my brain slow down.
Yeah. I love how intentional you are with just analyzing everything. Like, ask yourself, why didn't I sleep well? So why didn't I have a nap well? And then you back it up and you think about what happened 24 hours earlier. Like that's a skill, dude. It's an absolute skill.
Well, dude, talk about analyzation. Check this out. So
yeah.
I'm down at this house. We have the little Keurig thing.
Okay. Yeah.
The little coffee, and I love the flavored coffees. Call me a bitch. I like flavored cigars too. I don't drink coffee or smoke cigars from my man, but I do it because it tastes good. Anyway, so Terry always gets me these different ones to play with, and one of them's from I don't know. Like he literally got one from Krispy Kreme, one from Dunkin' Donuts, because just the idea.
Absolutely.
It's like that fucking protein bar, the one bar that's Reese's Cups.
Yeah.
But just the association makes it better,
Yes, absolutely. Yeah.
Anyway, so the Dunkin' Donuts one is fucking good. I knew it was a little bit stiffer, but so 2 days ago, Terry gets up. She's like, baby, what's wrong? She can really feel my energy. I'm like, fuck, man, I'm just getting clipped with some anxiety. I woke up after my nap, nap, got up. Yeah. And I always just take a minute to get settled in, almost like a remake of my morning. I don't jump into email to make sure that I'm here. Yeah. Well, I thought it was fine. Open up an email, got an email that fucking kind of bothered me. I'm like, God damn it. And it was just like, it just triggered me, right? So I get triggered and I got some anxiety. Well, what I wasn't realizing was that I had also fucking made a cup of that Dunkin' Donuts fucking coffee. And so I never even thought it would have been that fucking a single cup of coffee, and not even drank the whole fucking thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So then it happened again. Was it yesterday morning? I was like, what the fuck? Where is this coming from? It's coming back again. And then I connected the dots. Holy Christ, it's that fucking Dunkin's Donuts coffee. And I know this is the case because like sometimes in hotels, you'll get their little fucking Keurigs and you'll drink. Yeah. And Terry and I both, like, we don't even drink those in the hotel anymore because fuck, dude, some of these things are like just fucking anxiety in a fucking pod.
No shit.
Oh, dude. One day we were in a hotel and we were looking at each other and she's like, Jesus Christ, that coffee's got me so wound up I can't, because she doesn't drink coffee often. I'm like, thank fucking God, because I was not understanding why I was all antsy. Same fucking thing. So crazy. I mean, dude, like, whoa. I mean,
and the fact that you attribute it to your Dunkin' Donuts coffee too, like that's where you guys.
Well, I tested the theory this morning. I was like, this is fucking great. If it's that strong, I'll drink that in the morning, first thing in the morning only.
Are you feeling anxious today?
Well, I only fucking drank it half a cup and stopped. Fucking perked me, dude. Like that whole cup would have definitely put me into an anxious mode.
I had a little bit of anxiety this morning and I couldn't pinpoint it, brother. Like I had no, like actually one of those no reasons for it. I was sitting on the couch and I was having my coffee this morning, getting my morning started, and it was creeping into me too. And I was trying to understand where it was. I got downstairs and I had a scheduled lift / cardio type thing this morning I was going to do on the bike. And then I was, like I said, kind of feeling off. And then I tapped the screen on my bike and I saw something that it looked super fucking hard. So I went and did it. And then it made me feel good. True story. Yeah. I was like, you
can work that anxiety right away.
That's exactly what I did, brother, because I had a choice to do something, I'll say it easier this morning I was going to do, but I was like, it was bugging me. And I said to myself, I know if I do this, it's going to chase the anxiety out of my brain.
Dude, you use that anxiety as a motor.
Oh,
like dude. This morning, I was like, fuck, here it comes. I knew I drank half a cup.
Yes.
I was like, and I knew if I felt it, I was just going to fucking start hitting burpees.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I just fucking burped it away.
Yeah, so I did my ride, and then as I was wrapping up, my extremely attractive wife came down to the gym. Good morning, baby. And I was like, all right, that makes me happy. So I got my ride done, got to see my love, and then true story, brother. I was just kind of flipping through X before I got on the show here. I always look for stuff, and I'll play it a little bit later. But I saw a clip of Robert Plant singing rambling. I mean. And oh my God, I was like, it sounded like he just recorded it this morning. And I got this goosebump energy of, oh yeah, that's what we're all about here. So good morning, everybody. Hang out with Keith and John on Mornings in the Lab with Keith, John, and friends. Good morning, Kevin. So he is, that actually might be Goldberg. Might be the more handsome version of Goldberg, actually, Kevin. Yes. Hey, Johnny, so I found something to support.
Hey, real quick, back up. So what the yesterday.
Yeah.
So the paramount part of the day yesterday, really fucking cool. So basically, I had my morning meeting every Thursday morning with Justin and the marketing crew.
Yeah.
And, so we're talking about, and he kind of hinted to this. I don't know if I told you, or I don't think I told you about this. I'm talking about, marketing my Done For You peptide company.
Yeah. Yes. I knew. Yeah. You told me all about it. Yes. 100%. Yeah.
And so he'd kind of hinted to it. And so basically, and I felt that he hinted to it. So I was kind of prepared. I thought through, okay, if he does ask to be a part of it, what will I, what do I put on the table?
Okay. Yeah.
I was already prepared.
Yeah.
So he basically came at it again and be like, well, I had a feeling this was coming. So if you want to jump in bed with me, here's what I think would work. And so I laid it out and he goes, yeah, I see the same thing. He goes, and he'd already thought it through. He goes, look, we're going to get a fucking S corp. It'll be a pass through. He goes, I'm going to have Matt, who's on the call, make a funnel. We're going to basically start a school group, which will be teaching people, but we'll also be selling the business right out of there.
Yeah.
He goes, I have this account, that account, you have this account. We'll funnel all those calls. And he'd already fucking laid it out. And he's all, yeah. He goes, I was looking to expand my business, but I didn't want to have to take out a bunch more people to do it. Is basically just partnering with you serves two purposes. So we're having a call on Monday to nail down all of the.
Nicely done.
Yeah.
So now if I'm paraphrasing what you said, so you and Justin are expanding then.
Well, basically he's what it looks like.
Yeah.
Is that he's going to come? My company that I'm already because my Done For You company is already in motion. I'm in the beta testing. I have a few people that are doing it right now, and all I did is get them set up at the company cost so that I could watch the whole system go. So wherever we need to massage, we get it massaged. So when we're charging people 20 grand a pop, then that massage, the people that paid that kind of money, they're not getting massaged. The massaging happened to the people that were the betas. That makes sense.
Yeah. What is your buy-in? What are you buying in to get in? We say it publicly.
Yeah, we're going to probably, it looks like, we know it's between 10 and 20.
Okay.
15 will probably be the sweet spot.
Yeah.
And so it'll be, to have a business that can generate, especially if you can make that back, and there's a formula for it, which you actually had, but if you can make your money back in X amount of time, it's like a graded thing. This grades fucking off the charts.
Nice. Yeah. That's awesome, man. I'm excited about that. That's exciting for you, no?
Well, the thing I love about it is that because basically it's and this is what I'm really digging about business for me in the last few years, is that I got this team built around me, and I can just hatch these ideas, and I don't really have to have a new role.
Yes.
That makes sense. Like, that was the thing I was really trying to avoid with this idea, is like, for me to really take this where I want it to go, I don't see how I'm not going to be able to take a new role, like whether it be managing a new piece of social media or managing a new person. But somebody like him coming in where he's got his whole team, we just basically fucking connect. I do what I do. He does what he does.
Bob's your uncle.
Yeah. And so the beautiful part about it is then that there'll be a coaching on one side. There'll be a new coaching venture. We're going to do it to where it's all through a community. So it's just 1 hour per week, you know? And then the fulfillment of my company, makes a good grip on fulfillment. So it's just fucking coming from every side.
That's awesome, dude. It's exciting for you, man. I love hearing those stories, and I love hearing your business continue to come to fruition. And it's your face lights up, and your energy just shines when you talk about that. Good morning, everybody. You're hanging out with Keith and John. Hey, Johnny, I was telling you this morning that I was bagging a little bit of anxiety, and I went and chased something hard. Well, listen. So, and I know you do the same thing, and you believe in these same philosophies. Hey, your brain knows what your body is doing, and it's actually protecting you from depression.
You ever just sit still and feel your own heartbeat? Not on purpose. That sounds like a crisis. A 536-person brain scan study says people who notice their heartbeat and breathing show fewer depression and ADHD symptoms.
So the guys grinding from the neck up are skipping the one free tool their body's already running.
Just, it was funny because I wasn't planning on that, but we talked about it, and then Kai's like, hey, I got a store to support that. And it's so true, man. My brain was going crazy this morning. Yours was too. And I did something with it. I just didn't sit there.
Well, that's it. The most powerful thing that I think that I've experienced, if you can fucking harness it, is the fucking pain from emotional major strain, like a broken fucking heart. If you can get yourself up, because there's that thing that's going around in circles. Oh, you can't stop it.
No.
If you can harness that motherfucker and use it to your good, what you will be able to do in that 6 to 9 months will fucking blow you.
Oh, unbelievable.
Because it's like, you think about when people are heartbroken, a lot of them are, they can't sit still. They're moving, they're going out, they're doing this. Just think if you took all that energy and built a business.
Yes. Oh, fuck. Yeah, absolutely. Hey, we got John Petrocelli joining us here in about 30 minutes. So we're talking bullshit with Petro. Johnny, and today's topic is about bullshitting in golfers. I kind of have an epiphany. I think that if we're going to talk a little bit about it when Petro's here, if you're a golfer, I'm judging you probably more than ever as a bullshitter. And I'm being serious here because
why is that? This is interesting.
Yeah, because think about this, right? We have a lot of chances when we're golfing in our own moments to maybe, and I'm just using maybes. Maybe we put the ball down an inch extra. Maybe we miss a stroke, count a stroke. We're with our buddies where there's fun.
So as you say, I'll challenge that.
Yeah, there's peer pressure. There's all that kind of shit where it's like,
but you're assuming that everybody is going to want to honor the rules.
You're correct.
I have zero interest in following all the rules when I play golf. I have interest in having fun.
Okay. Well, then that's a little different. because then you've walked to the table establishing a set of rules. But if you, me, and your buddy Justin all walk to the table and establish a set of rules, which we're like, okay, the rules are this, and we're going to play a game of golf that are playing by the rules. I think most humans, I think golfers, politicians, and fishermen, my whole philosophy, Johnny, all bullshitters. Yeah.
Well, I think I was speaking obviously absolute with the word all.
Yes. I know.
That discredits you right away. You're completely discredited.
Yes, I get you, Hunter. I get you. Yeah.
But I think let's challenge this further. Let's take these three types of people. Let's throw away what they're doing. Let's talk about their character.
Well, that's what I mean. I that's why I
want
to
hold on. Do you mean their character, or do you mean they're golfers, fishermen, and politics? Whatever you said.
No, I mean their character. Because I'm thinking if you're going to slide,
but okay, then why don't you put all on the character rather than all on the fisherman or the golfer?
Well, I did say all fishermen and golfers.
But that's the point. You're giving all to the fisherman and golfer, but you should be all to the character. You're one layer too high.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Okay, so you're saying that, yeah. You're playing some semantics with me.
Yeah, you're in the corner, brother. You can't get out.
No, we're going to continue that chat with Petro coming in about 35 minutes. But it's actually quite fascinating when you think about it, because I think if we've played golf, we've all done it.
Generally speaking, the guy that lies about the fucking fish and lies about his fucking golf score, he lies about everything.
Well, that's what I mean. He's a bullshitter.
That's his character. It's not that he's a fucking fisherman or a golfer. He lies about. He could be a fucking cook. He could be a fucking whatever. So you can't categorize the golf. You said categorize the person.
If you said to me, Billis, I'm a golfer, I'm a fisherman, and I'm a politician, dude, you are full of bullshit in my world. I'm like, okay, so I will believe nothing that you say if you're all of those three. I'll tell you what I do believe, and I know you grew up.
Nothing? Well, Petra's going to eat you up today. Fuck, man. I swear to God, dude, it's crazy. When I hear people speak in absolutes, I just immediately stop listening to them.
Yeah, I know what you mean, and I love it.
I never drive my car. I never do it.
It drives me nuts,
well,
too.
Why the fuck how did it get in your garage, dickhead?
Yeah, I know.
You drove it home, didn't you?
Hey, remember George Burns? Dude, the world has never had a George Burns again, eh? Like, and I'm being serious now. Like, there's one George Burns, and then we never had one like him. Like a comedian, like, think about that. Like, seriously, we've never had like a comedian like that George Burns fellow.
Yeah, he was definitely a creature of his own, for sure. I mean, it makes you wonder if, drinking and smoking is really that bad when a guy that did it his whole fucking life, there's something else he was doing to offset that.
What's funny?
Spent a lot of time humping the shit out of all of his adoring female friends.
Well, it's funny you say that, because I caught him maybe dropping some wisdom this morning from George Burns. Kai, let's run this clip, man. Here's George with Johnny Carson. Listen to this.
Between 15 and 20 cigars a day.
Yeah.
And it's very exciting.
Yeah.
At 93, if I can get it into a holdup.
Well, it's the little things in life. Now, George, hasn't your doctor said to you, now, George,
My doctor is dead.
Oh, he says I smoke 15 to 20 cigars a day, and then Johnny says, what does the doctor say? He says, my doctor's dead. In other words, his advice means nothing to me. So I thought that was, 15, 20 cigars a day, George Burns this morning, man. That's crushing it.
He smoked them all day long.
Yeah, nonstop. Yeah, just crushing them. Just he was there, like I said, there's not
is there nicotine. Come on, baby.
Yeah, there you go. Hey, so I want to put this one on the table. So, because we kind of started out with this when you dropped the Lou Pearlman buggery thing. Well, there was another man who had big impact on culture, who passed yesterday.
Hold on. I just realized.
Yeah.
You know the boy bands. You even know the names of their fucking manager. I just said he was an old fucking fat creep that looks like he's a fucking molester. That's what I said. And you said, oh, yeah, Bill Pearlman. I just realized that. Jesus Christ, what is wrong with you?
Jeez.
Do you even know the names of the fucking managers of these little fucking homes?
You just fucking got me.
Jesus Christ.
African Bambaataa, hip hop pioneer past, but then we learned that maybe he wasn't. Well, Jimmy, Kai, let's run the clip. Let's have a conversation about it.
Some names hit different when they leave, especially when the name carried dirt nobody wanted to touch.
Africa Bambaataa died yesterday from cancer, but since 2016, multiple men accused him of sexual abuse. He lost a default judgment last year.
You don't get to build a whole culture and then destroy the kids inside it.
So what do we do with the legacy now? We tell the whole truth. That's what we do.
I bring it up because it just seems time and time again, like we grew up with these people, Johnny, and then they pass, and then we hear about all the bad shit. Like seriously, man, like it just seems like it's nonstop. It's and you even said it before. It's like this power thing, right? You get somebody in your clutch, and then you control, and then when that power dies, the world learns all about you. This fellow, Africa Bambaataa, hip hop pioneer, Zulu Nation, Planet Rock, but then allegedly he was doing bad shit, dude, to sexual abuse that he denied, and so forth. But I wanted to put this on the table because, like I said, it's just we put people on pedestals, and that maybe that's kind of the discussion, right?
Kind of like Lou Pearlman.
Yeah, we kind of like Lou Pearlman, and then when they crush them down, we learn that they're not as and then we cancel them, right? And then we cancel. And then speaking of that, we got Michael Jackson coming back into the world. It seems like these days, so a biopic. But anyways, Africa Bambaataa passed yesterday of cancer, and it just opens up a hard discussion over
what was some of his stuff. I don't remember the name.
Yeah, so Planet Rock, Zulu Nation, more of a cultural identity of a generation that grew up in the 80s and 90s. Probably
did he have a certain hit that we would recognize?
No, not from not much that I spent time with. To be honest with you, I don't know much about his music per se. I did a little bit of I knew of him, knew of some of the music, but not enough to really lean into it.
I'm looking at Pearl.
Yeah, exactly. Well, and Whitaker says it too, right? He's like, why can't people say the bad shit when they're alive? And that's, we don't say that. Hey, I got to say, I love this one, Committed. So Johnny, watch this one, man. Watch this little girl. So you can tell this girl has been taught nonstop about how to calf like a pro, man. I love watching shit like this. Check this out. Watch this young lady. She gets after this one. Like you look at her ability to calf, to rope this calf. Watch her. That's savage, man. Riding on the back of her mom's calf. Look at that. There you go. Boom. Doesn't stumble. Have you done that before? I'm serious. Have you ever done that before with a calf or a cattle? I've wrestled with cattle before when I was a young boy. And the funny thing,
I literally just tried to when they would come to the fence, I would get them to the fence with some sort of food, and I would try to ride them.
Are you serious?
I would jump on their backs and try to ride them. I would almost immediately fall off.
Well, yeah, of course you would fall off.
Well, you're just getting on, holding on to fucking whatever you can. But it was like, it was just the idea. You see fucking cowboys and shit riding bulls.
Yeah.
Well,
That's it.
that was the closest thing that I was going to fucking have the balls to try to ride.
Yeah. I don't. Yeah. Oh man.
I was trying to ride the calf. You were trying to help the sheep over the fence.
I was trying to help the sheep over the fence. Yeah, exactly.
You got a visual on that?
Yeah. I'll get a visual on that.
You got help with the sheep over the fence. He was just stuck, officer. I was just trying to help him bump him over the fence.
So I want to put something on the table, which I don't know how to react to, but I gotta put it out there because so up here in my wonderful country of Canada, a politician decided to introduce a brand new set of terms, and I know we went from, I don't even know how to respond to this one, but Kai, let's just play this clip if we can. We've went from LGBTQT. And I'm not here to judge. I'm just here to observe. Kai, let's play this clip.
Side of MMIW G2S LGBTQQIA+. This is abhorrent.
Pause that. Rewind that. Just to that part there, Jimmy. Let John listen to this.
USLGBTQQIA+. IWG2SLGBTQQIA+. This is abhorrent.
Like, as if you don't think we're woke enough, I know you're shaking your head like I am, and I'm like, I want to run from this. This is my country. We're now identifying the entire alphabet. So how about just be a human? And I'm serious, man. It is MMABCDEFJ, and I'm not even going to spend any time acknowledging it. But I was like, "Are you serious?" And it was, yeah.
I'm like not understanding what's happening there.
Okay, yeah. So let me explain it to you. So we obviously live in a world now where we gender affirmation, right? LGBTQ, right? So up here in our country, in Canada, they have added more to that. Now it is MM, 8 other letters that they're
this is referencing sexual position,
like identity. Yeah, so we went from LGBTQ to LGBTQ2A.
I couldn't tell if it was something about war or something about fucking technology. It's about fucking gender and identification, sexual preference.
It's unbelievable to me. I'm like, holy smokes, man! That's the world we're living in now. Is we're just going to actually call every letter in the book. So, yeah, I'm not.
Let's just boil this down.
Yeah, please do.
There's nothing wrong with the person who likes to suck a cock. Let's just leave it at that. It's over.
Yeah.
You want to suck it. Go on now. Go on. Have some fun. I got no problem with it. Everybody else should have no problem with it too, and the fucking deal's over.
Yeah, well, yes, this is true. And
I say that just as a symbol of a different choice than the norm. It's not just there's so many different variations of what this can divide into, but who fucking cares? Let people do what they want to do.
Petro says, I thought they were new peptides. I think there's a bunch of Canadians wondering what the hell is being introduced in my country. Hey, so here's something that's interesting, Johnny. So I had something here. We've been talking about this before. So the New York Times may have unmasked the guy who created Bitcoin. A little bit of controversy on that this week, actually.
Oh, shit.
Yes.
Doesn't he? They call him what, Satoshi or some crazy shit?
Yeah.
Doesn't he have some fucking wallet with just a gang load of that stuff in it?
His name might be Jimmy Adam Back.
The New York Times just said they found Satoshi Nakamoto, and the man said no. 100 billion reasons to stay a ghost. The story is the 18-month investigation naming Adam Back as Bitcoin's creator. He denies it. 1 million Bitcoin sitting dormant since 2011. If that wallet moves, markets don't dip, they shake. Only the private key tells the truth, and Back ain't signing. Biggest secret in finance, and we're just getting started.
Yeah, so I guess after an 18-month investigation, the Times is convinced that Adam Back, the Blockstream CEO, that's not him, guys. The
That definitely doesn't look like the guy in the picture.
That is absolutely not him. No, Adam Back, the Blockstream CEO and longtime cryptographer, but he's denying it. And of course, he's denying it because he's not going to say that he is. But apparently, they're saying that he's believed to control roughly 1 million Bitcoin. And if he touches that, it moves the markets because he has such control over that. And that's why, there's
that's the 21st of the market, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes.
But now, isn't there, that would be if all of the coins had not been lost. There's a bunch that have been lost and they're reminding them. So there might be only 15 million available, which means he's a 15th of the market.
Well, think about this though, right? If one person is tied to that stash, think about all the questions it raises around trust, around governance, systemic risk, right? So the entire crypto ecosystem in many ways is like, one dude could move the entire market. And that's the concern with exposing this one person potentially, right?
Of course you've heard the Dan Pena.
Yeah.
He has said over and over publicly, fucking Bitcoin will go to zero.
Yes.
I wonder I don't know what his reasons are for that. Do you know?
I don't know. No, I can only assume perhaps it's some of the things we hear about with Ray Dalio and the collapse of the our empire and the world resetting. Good morning, Bucket Buddies. Good to see you out there, Bucket Buddies, out there in the community this morning. But Johnny, here's a question for you, and I'm serious with this question. So in this situation, is keeping the secret, this guy Adam back, is keeping the secret a sign of integrity or a sign of fear? Like, is that this thing where it's like, hold on, I got to keep the secret because I could destroy the world, or I got to keep the secret because I could lose my life? And I'm actually being serious with the question. It's because when he creates, if he's the guy who created it, I'm suspecting he never, he didn't think it was going to have this kind of impact on the world.
Yeah, I mean, it's a fucking great question, dude. I mean,
yeah,
probably there's. I mean, because you could argue both of those really strongly.
100%.
We could probably pull up 5 more reasons you could argue strongly.
Yes. I
mean, when there's that much money involved, there's so many fucking arguments to why someone does what they does.
I will say, and call me conspiracy freak or whatever, but I think it's a government thing. I don't know why it would not be some kind of, it's whether it's American, Israeli, but I have to think there's some kind of government influence because the amount
here's the thing. I mean, I agree with
the government guy. Yeah,
I agree with you. There's too many people in the know.
Yes,
that are deep in that fucker.
Yes, in the know, but not in the know. You know what I mean? Like, in the know, but deniable plausibility.
Well, I mean, let me rephrase that. They're like, per example, like the Trump family.
Yes.
They're fucking mining Bitcoin.
100%. Yes.
So these people, they have deep fucking, what do I say? They get knowledge from places that most people cannot get knowledge.
Yeah. Yes.
They're always one step ahead of the next boom, right?
Yes.
So if they're doing this, you got to think that there is some, whether it's a short term, there's some plan for this thing to. That's probably one of the primary reasons why I actually got into a higher level of Bitcoin. Is I'm like, I don't understand it, but you can bet on people.
Oh, for sure, absolutely.
Just like Mo bet on you.
100%. Yeah, you're absolutely
right. Since now he's president. He's got more levers to pull than ever before. And the 2 coins this dude is heavily into is Ethereum and Bitcoin. He's mining Bitcoin. There's no better way to be into it.
There's a reason, isn't there? Yeah. There's 100%. There's a reason. Right.
Yeah.
So,
and then you got what's this guy Michael Saylor strategy.
Yes.
I mean, he's like I don't think people give him enough credit. He's like fucking phenomenally smart.
Yep.
So let's forget about how wealthy he is.
Yes.
Let's just look at his background. He went to MIT, for Christ's sake.
Remember a few years ago, Johnny, when that one fellow, Martin Shkreli, I think his name was, or say his name properly. He went and shorted all the pharma companies, ended up in jail. He was caught doing some bad shit. I know you'd know him if you saw it, but I saw a clip this morning and they accused him of insider trading. And he's like, no, I was shorting stuff. Like he was shorting pharma stocks. He says based on just like the common sense logic. He's like, everybody thinks that this next drug is going to solve cancer. He goes, probably not. He's like, so while everybody's chasing short it because the odds are it's probably not going to solve it. And he won every single bet. It's just like Michael Saylor, right? He's like, I'm going to play the opposite game to this thing. I'm going to play the opposite.
Well, here's the what kind of, when I caught wind of this theory, I was like, this opened my eyes. So right now, these coins are not, and forgive the terms, I'm not a financial guy in terms of the sense of using their language, but they're not used in 401ks. They're not using anything other than fucking passing around between wallets, right?
Oh, yes.
As soon as they get integrated into the normal, what we would consider financial system.
Yeah. Yes.
Let's just say that only 5% of people use that. That's this humongous influx of money going into that market, which will fucking skyrocket. So as soon as these coins get actually officially put into the system and you can have your bank hold them, it's just the numbers will show that it will just explode in a way that you can't understand because it's such a small market right now.
It's a super small market, 100%. Yeah. Good morning, all.
I think that's the thing with as you say, the orange hair. It's him in the front pulling the levers. He's doing everything he can to make that happen.
Well, yeah. So that's why I think when we look back at time, like that's why we as humans, we've time, right? So we're going to wake up in 10, 20, 30 years from now. Those currencies are part of normal society and then trail it back to, oh, yeah, I remember when it started, right? Because we're going through it right now. Because to your point, the market size is this small, but over time when, my parents aren't using Bitcoin or Ethereum, your mom isn't, but your daughters might, your daughter's kids might. And then over time, habits change, right? And we move into a digital, currency.
I don't think anybody in my fucking whole, even extended family has any crypto.
Me too, Anderson, 100%.
Yeah, it's like it's almost like, when you find someone who has someone, they're like a minority.
Well, you know what's funny too is that, and not funny, but just an actual, just like you talk about the simplicity. Hey, Iran, yeah. Can you open up the Strait of Heuermann for my ship? Sure. Send me over a few Bitcoin. Like allegedly, they're like, if you want to pass through, you got to send me some Bitcoin. Like that's how they're getting paid because they can't get cash, right? So it's like, if you want to pass your ship through, send us some Bitcoin. Here's your fucking code and off you go.
Well, dude, I mean, think about it. That's another thing too that kind of blows it. I love this. Yeah. So let's just say, you and I are doing a transaction. Yeah. You're like, I'm like, dude, I want to buy that fucking car. Yes. You don't drive it, sell me the car. You're like, okay, you gotta send me 6 Bitcoin.
Yes.
I could send you the fucking Bitcoin. The fucking banks don't know. Yep. You ship me your car. It's just an off-record transaction.
Yep.
And you could buy real estate this way. You could do whatever the fuck you want.
Yes.
And I don't think people are registering that, you can like circumvent so many fucking problems by doing business this way.
Well, it's this idea of immutable proof, right? Where our transaction shows up on a public ledger, and it shows the world that Keith and John did the transaction. Your wallet, my wallet, goes back and forth, and it creates an immutable truth. We're not, humans aren't ready for that yet. Humans want to, I'll say jokingly with you, humans want to still walk to the bank, wait in line, be the dick in line, because but it's not going to be until our grandkids are going, okay, let's get that transaction digital and
it's like the world is flat all over again.
Yes, yeah. So apparently the world is flat. I was talking to some folks this week.
Yeah, tell you said it was a convincing argument. Let me hear this.
Well, it was just presented to me that that they we know Johnny, they have convinced us that the world is flat, so that the
world is round.
I'm sorry, that the world is round. Yes, and that and it's funny because I was having this conversation with some folks who was like, well, Keith, don't you understand? Like the Artemis mission was launched on April 1st, April Fool's Day. Like they are fooling all of us. And I was leaning in, listening. I was like, oh, fascinating. So this person was like, the mission didn't happen. It's all on green screen. They didn't go to Mars. Everything you see is flat. It's like, oh.
I mean, if you buy into the fact that we're in a simulation,
yes,
that's the only way that these dots connect in my mind.
I can't argue with you there. Can't argue.
Because if we're in a simulation, then nothing is real.
That's exactly
every fact that we know is just it's on a fuck. This is all we're looking at screens all around us.
Yes, I do giggle when I talk to my friends who have those beliefs, because it's those same folks that attach they to things, but that have struggles backing up what the scientific evidence is to attach to they. Because when I post fraud, it's really never like any evidence-based solution. It's just, well, they. I'm like, but no, but they said it's, Keith, is there any evidence that the world's actually round? Because they're telling us. But who's they? Well, everybody in the government. I'm like, well, I don't, it's just, you know what I mean?
Well, and here's my thought on that. Is that if we're in a simulation,
yes.
If we're not,
yes.
Do our fucking goals change?
No, if you're on the couch or if you're not on the couch.
Fuck me. I mean, what the fucking, okay, well, yes, we're in a simulation. Well, guess what? I want my simulation to be what I want it to be.
And I want my simulation making me happier.
Yeah, and if it's not a simulation, well, Jesus Christ, I guess it's real. I kind of want the same thing. So what's the fucking difference?
I love putting positive stuff on the table, and I got something for everybody this morning. Johnny, you know this, and so do I, but sometimes we got to be reminded of this. Forgiving someone this year will actually make you measurably happier next year.
Carrying a grudge feels like armor until the data shoves its dead weight. 200,000 people, 22 countries, and there's one.
Harvard tracked habitual forgivers across 22 nations, and they were measurably happier a full year later.
Forgiveness isn't letting them off the hook. It's putting the weight down before it breaks you.
I was thinking about this morning, put on the table. I don't think I'm much of a grudge holder, Johnny. Are you? I'm being serious.
You know, it's funny you say that because this little segment is going to prompt me to do something.
Oh yeah,
because I'm not a grudge holder.
No, I didn't. You don't strike me as one. No.
And it's
hold on, because you strike me as you don't put your energy there. You're like, I don't got no time to put any energy in that grudge.
That's the confusing part for me. That's it right there.
Okay.
This little segment I think is going to make me do something later today. So, so basically, what it comes down to is, I mean, holding a grudge is like fucking drinking fucking rat poison, thinking that the person you're holding a grudge against is going to get sick. That's the truth. Is that a perfect analogy or what?
That's why I'm laughing, because that is the fucking perfect analogy.
It is. I'm really mad. I'm really mad at you, so I'm going to drink this poison to get you sick.
So true.
Because you're drinking regret. You're drinking whatever all the fucking negative shit that goes on in holding a grudge, right?
Yes.
So in my world, you know, when it comes down to it, is I don't like to spend my energy in the wrong places, right? And I've got some friends that kind of double, meaning that I've pushed them away, right?
Okay. Yeah.
But I pushed them away on a grudge basis. Before I had adapted my new philosophy of life.
Oh.
And now I realize that, I mean, the position of this person will not change in terms of the distance from me.
Okay. But, I know what you're saying.
But I think I need to make it clear that there is no grudge.
Oh yeah. And is that by communicating those words to that person, do you think?
I think it would just be by answering a text for the first time in about 15 years.
Oh, no shit.
Yeah, he reaches out to me all the time.
Good for you.
And the last time actually was pretty heartfelt.
Yeah.
You know? And it wasn't even about him. It was about something in his family. And and I didn't respond because when it comes down to it, he doesn't really bring, he doesn't measure life like I do.
Okay. Yeah.
He lives differently. You know, he's just a little closed-minded, and you know, I mean, to be totally honest, I mean, like I disagree with a lot of shit. Like he fucking beat his wife. I mean, like shit that I really disagreed with. But we also grew up together, and there was also down deep. He's a fucking nice guy. He just he had his blood dad was a really bad influence, right? And that's where he got all of this. You can clearly see the difference between the way his mom, when he speaks, the way his mom raised him, because I knew his mom well, and the influence from his dad. And you could just go, fuck, that is your dad. And his dad was lived in a fucking trailer.
Yeah.
You know? So anyway, I just kind of just recognize, hey, that's the way it is, blah, blah, blah.
Yes.
And just kind of just realized he doesn't even know he's doing it. Anyway, so long and short of it is that, you know, we ended up, I don't want to say had a falling out. I just had enough of his shit. And I just kind of, I never said a word to him. I just closed the door. He never knew why I stopped communicating.
So it's actually, man, we're similar, dude. Holy fuck. Because as you're saying that, I'm putting myself in your shoes with a few people in my world that maybe I have done the same thing. Now that you say that, right? Where I just didn't address it and just kind of like, I don't need that in my world. So I'm just going to, I guess ghost it, right? Just going to leave it alone, just ghost it and walk away. But as you're saying that, there are a few people that maybe deserve some grace from me.
Yeah, and the grace that I'm offering is just answering you.
Yes.
I'm not offering you a space in my life.
Yes.
I'm not offering you a new level of friendship.
Yes.
I'm just not being the guy that ignores you.
Yeah.
And I might ignore you a little bit if you do a bunch of dumb shit, but I won't just completely turn the lights off in the room that you live in my world.
Yeah. Well said, brother. Well said. I'm glad that this topic,
that's literally like the only one.
Interesting.
And that's why. And it is every time he resurfaces it, I ponder it, and I think, it's like, because I got another buddy who there was no grudge and there was no, but I just had to stop communicating just a couple of years ago. Cause like, dude, every time you reach out, there's just, there's no upside to this.
Well, so I've had a few friends in my world, John, where it just sucks the energy out of you. You get a text and you're like, oh man. And then like, like I want to call the person, but then you're like, okay, well, it's not going to be a 5-minute call. It's going to be an hour call or whatever. And it's going to turn into some kind of drama, or it's going to turn into something that I'm like, I don't want that energy in my world.
Yeah. And
you know what I mean?
Yeah. And a lot of times, like with this one, I was just 100% because like, I know exactly what you're saying in that relationship, because it turns into a pissing contest.
Well, that's exactly what it turns into.
I don't need to hear how fucking well you're doing.
No.
How are you?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, your new fucking boat doesn't say you're happy. Your new boat says you're fucking lonely. We both know this, but you avoid this shit, and it's like fuck,
Yeah. Good morning, everybody. Hanging out with Keith and John this morning on Mornings in the Lab with Keith and John. We get after it every single day, Monday through Friday, live, mornings.live, right here on the Mornings in the Lab live network. Matty Roof starts it off at 7:30, and Whitaker gets it going on Wednesdays at 8:30. Coming up in about 2 minutes, we got Dr. John Petruccelli. We're talking bullshit in golf, and Keith and John were talking about it earlier, and I know Petro was paying attention to that one, so we're going to have that conversation. And Petro, Johnny, I found some breaking video of Tiger arriving at the Masters yesterday, and it's going to blow up the news today. Actually, I know it's going to blow up the news. But first of all, lifestyle tip with Anderson, Reset Hour 2, coming back with Mornings in the Lab with Keith, John, and friends, and Dr. John Petruccelli. Jimmy, let's roll.
We're going to talk about holding a grudge for this lifestyle tip. A sweet little conversation Keith and I were having. But here's the thing. That analogy that I made about drinking rat poison, thinking that you're harming someone else, that is it to the T. Here's the thing. When you harbor some sort of anger or negativity over somebody else, especially if they don't even know it, which is the case in many times, you are literally just torturing yourself. And I think what we all have to realize is this. We all get upset. We all get butthurt. We all get emotionally distraught. We all get, sometimes we get, our feelings hurt, our hearts broken. And there's going to be that grieving period. There's going to be that period we're going to be mad, upset, But at the end of the day, no matter what happens, you've got to learn to forget and forgive. And when I say forget, just means that might be the first step. Like just forget it. It's just start brushing it off. Just create yourself a little space to breathe. Because when you really get away from it and take a better look, the drone shot, as they say, the 30,000 foot view, it's probably not as bad as you think. You made it out worse in your head than it actually is. And when you start to make a habit of letting things go and forgiving people for their mistakes, it can be pretty fucking liberating. And here's the thing. Once you start to do this, you might even start to forgive yourself. And that's the most important person you need to forgive, because we all fuck up. We all make mistakes, and we all hold ourselves sometimes in these positions that are not very healthy. And I can firsthand say that I have to actively work on myself work on forgiving myself. And sometimes it's the stupidest little shit, but my brain gets that reeling around in my head and it creates a lot of discomfort, a lot of ill feelings. And what does it do? It destroys my happiness. And at the end of the day, what do we want to be? We all want to be happy. And regret is pretty much guaranteed to fuck up your happiness. So the tip is this: stop fucking drinking that rat poison thinking that you're getting back at the person who harmed you, including yourself. Rock and roll.
Hey, good morning, everybody. Welcome back to Mornings in the Lab with Keith, John, and Friends. Coming up on hour 2. We just wrapped up the big first hour. Myself and Johnny get after a bunch of things. Fun topics. We talked about drinking rat poison. We talked about forgiveness. We talked about Bitcoin. And apparently the unmasked Bitcoin guy. Yeah, true story. And a bunch of other great stuff in that first hour. Coming up, we got Dr. John Petrocelli patiently waiting for us. We're going to talk bullshitters in golf. Johnny and I kicked it off in hour 1. I'm thinking that if you tell me you're a golfer, and if you tell me you're a fisher person, and if you tell me you're a politician, I think you're actually just full of nothing but bullshit. So I think with the Masters on the table, we're all watching golf. I think too many folks are bullshitters. That conversation's coming up. Good morning, team of same Sam Hyde, the Templars monk, this morning on Mornings in the Lab with Keith, John, and Friends. Jimmy, let's start hour 2 right now.
The real game is not on the grass. It is in the 6 inches between a man's ears. A pro can miss a putt and still call it a perfect stroke. That lie can protect leadership and mental health, but you cannot use it on nutrition and fitness. Superfood powder will not cancel 4 hours of sleep and a high-stress job. At 40, your body does not care about your visualization. It cares about the data. So Chief, Big Dog, Professor, where's the line? Useful delusion or health bullshit?
All right, I got to start this off. Before we even see what Petra was reading, I got to start this off. Simple question. My bet the answer is going to be no. We're going to find out. Petro, yes or no? Are you a Backstreet Boy fan or not?
No.
There we go. There we go.
He's an NSYNC fan, Johnny. He's an NSYNC.
Okay, let's tee up another one. Petro, are you an NSYNC fan?
No.
We'll even go for a third. Petro, are you a fan of the guy who was buggering these poor little fuckers?
Nope. Nope.
There we go. I got some fucking backup. This little fucking homo has been talking about these bastards for days. Just like what's that crazy bitch that's screwing all the dudes? What's her name?
Bronny Blue.
Yeah, see, there we go. I can't remember her name either.
Yeah. I'm just gonna excuse myself. You guys can have a good show. I'll see you later.
Yeah, but then, brother, if you left, who would we make fun of?
Well, this is true. This is absolutely true. Good morning, Petro. Good to see you, brother.
Morning, guys. Morning. Good to see you guys.
All right, brother.
Yeah.
You heard me kicking it off, and I know you heard me and Johnny teasing it about it earlier. And when I brought this topic up, I'm convinced, Petro, golfers might be the world's greatest professional bullshitters, and I'm serious.
You know, and before Petra goes in, I want to give you some major credit, brother, because since I've known you on this show, you have helped me do something that I've worked on for a long time, but I've never been really effective at correcting myself. But since listening to you speak, I have become so good at not speaking in absolutes anymore. It makes a huge difference.
It does, yes. It does.
Because I see when you speak, it is so difficult to discredit what you're saying because you're not speaking in absolutes.
Petro never does. Nope.
I was like, holy shit. It's this one simple element that allows him to carry credibility so fucking far. When you listen to someone talking, they're just fucking dinging themselves as they go.
Well, you know what's funny though, Johnny, and we're gonna keep talking about Petro in front of Petro. What I have found with Petro talking as a scientist, that there's much always, and I mean this with love and respect, there's always a lot of ambiguity though, because scientists are reluctant to give proof. So they're like, well, maybe, and I love that, because the opposite, Anderson, is that it's the other person who's the absoluter, right? So Petro is kind of always like looking at all angles.
Like the guy that says every golfer is a bullshit.
That's a good segue, because Petro, I think every golfer is a bullshitter.
Yeah,
you completely discredited yourself.
Yeah, blanket statements are almost never true. You make a blanket statement, but usually try to think about it from multiple angles. But at least my family tells me that the response is then just way too long. Just going into all of the and so there's a downside to it too. It is just where you just lose people because they don't want to see 14 different angles of the same question. But I think with golfers, I think it does depend on what kind of golfer are you talking about. If you're talking about professional golfers, you're talking about for the avid golfer that is well aware of their handicap.
Yes.
See, that's good. See, Petra, I went to the character of the person, which I was trying to go a layer deeper.
Yeah, and if you're just trying, and then there's at least three. I mean, there's the professional, and then there's the avid golfer, and then there's somebody that just goes out maybe like once a year, like myself, and just having fun.
Yeah, I joined that party too, brother.
But the sport itself, but you got to think about it, Mr. Scientist. The sport itself, it's the ultimate bullshit sport, though, because
he's not letting go of this today.
Yeah.
But it's true, Anderson. I'm telling you, brother, because it's like, I put my ball down maybe an inch where it shouldn't be, or maybe, I see
you're so close. If you said, golf is one of the top sports where people bullshit, you're in the house.
Yeah.
You keep speaking in blankets and absolutes, you're still outside. You're never going to get in with these statements. Petra and I won't let you in our place.
It's and then I think fishermen and golfers, Petro, there's something to be said for the character, for maybe not all, Johnny, maybe not all, but they are set up really well to bullshit, super well.
Yeah. Part of it, I think, Keith, is probably the context. So
yes,
if you're out golfing, I mean, even just one hole, it may be 500 yards, right?
Yes.
And so unless you've got the cameras on you, unless you're in the Masters and you've got 15 different cameras on every angle, it's really quite easy to, well, maybe I don't count this shot, or maybe I'd pull this out of the. But I mean, it's unlike if you're playing pool or cornhole or my favorite bocce.
Yes,
I mean, everything's right there. Everyone can see pretty much standing over the course.
Yes,
right. But there, even in those games, certainly when people are having fun, there's quite a bit of cheating. I mean, in bocce, if you're not cheating, you're not competing. That's part of but that's part of the fun. It's part of the. I mean, you can turn even those games into bullshit sessions where you're just having fun. So I think with golf, though, the context is so wide open. And even if you're with a two or a foursome out, on a Saturday out golfing, it's really easy to maybe forget a shot here or forget a shot there.
Yes.
Because not everyone is standing right over you. And it's so, but that's supposed to be part of the gentleman's part of the game, right? Is to sort of make sure that you're following the rules and you're making an accurate count. But that takes away from the fun.
But go here with me, because I'm going to think, though, that the same person who's bullshitting on the course is the same guy, not to make a blanket statement, Anderson, might be the same guy who's bullshitting himself through life. And I mean that seriously, right? Because if you're probably, Anderson, gonna
that habit probably exists everywhere.
That's what I mean. Yeah, obviously
that was the original argument I was pitching.
Yeah, well, no, I know. I'm trying to create a fucking show here and entertainment with conversation. I know exactly, because I'm thinking if you two guys are playing golf and I'm observing, and all of a sudden Anderson's, cutting a stroke here and cutting a stroke there, you're probably thinking that guy is a fucking bullshitter his whole life. And I'm thinking, Petra, you're observing, you're thinking, well, no kidding, you're a fucking lazy son of a bitch because you bullshit the whole time on the course.
Yeah. There's I do think
truth to that, Petra.
Yeah, I do think if it could be a signal. If somebody says, okay, well, I'm a 10 handicapper.
Yes.
So on average, I'm, I hit maybe an 82 on a 72 par course,
Yeah.
But that might be true to some extent. That might be true maybe 20 years ago. And then if you're still, but now you're actually a 20 or 30 handicapper and you're still saying, oh yeah, I'm a 10 handicapper, then you've got a case of, sort of intentional sort of ignorance is bliss bullshit. But so it could be a signal. But I think you can use it. You can use bullshit in this particular kind of context. So I know that I had gone to lunch with my wife several years ago. We were outside and we couldn't help but hear or sort of eavesdrop on the conversation at the table, like right next to us. And those people, all businessmen, about a dozen of them sitting at this table. And the one man sitting at the end, had the gift of gab. He was just, it was just bullshit drop nugget after bullshit drop nugget. But he had the entire table. And I told my wife, I said, I bet this guy here is probably average at best at whatever he does, but this guy is going to make it because he's probably going to go golfing later, today or this weekend with a bunch of these guys. And he has influence, but I could tell, most of what he was dropping was bullshit. Most likely bullshit. And so, golf is highly associated with it. I think it's maybe it's the one, physical thing that people in all walks of life enjoy. And it's the particular context permits you to, I think, sort of get away with things that if you're not really actually interested in the truth. But again, I do think that's part of the fun, part of the connection with other people having fun playing it.
Yeah. Well, it's not lost upon me that the man with orange hair loves golf. Right. So we got a fellow with orange hair who loves playing golf, who might be a bullshitter. Good morning, Australia Min Men. Yes, we are quite the characters, and our wives love what we do. But hey, guys, I promised this one, so I think this might be making the news today. I'm wondering out loud whether it's going to, but there's some video that emerged this morning of Tiger arriving at the Masters yesterday. I really wanted you guys to see this, man. Check this out. Check this clip, man. And guys, check this out.
Should be any minute now. Stay back. Security's coming.
Anderson's like, what?
The AI is terrible. Right? If a vehicle would doing that, the grass would be damaged.
Oh man, people just have the creative ideas, eh? It's just like, okay, we got Woods showing up at the course today, and he's just fucking.
It would have only been worse if there were police standing by saying, "Get in the hole, get in the hole."
Man, I love that. That's so good. Hanging out with John and John this morning on Mornings Alive with Keith, John, and friends. Hey, Petro, I saw you catching into my my Robert Plant rambling this morning, dude. That guy doesn't age, man. John, did you like Led Zeppelin growing up? Did you guys both like Led Zeppelin growing up?
I actually like it more as an adult.
Yeah, Petro.
You appreciate it. Yeah. You understand what you're listening to.
Yep. Petro?
Yeah. Number one, that's got right there up where Pink Floyd and Led Zeppelin were my favorite. But I think it's like every single album had, they just full of hits.
Well, yeah. Well,
and Ramble On that was just their second album, I believe.
Oh man. That clip got me. I was saying this morning I had a little anxiety. And I went and did my shit, and then I was walking into the lab this morning. And I was just on the platforms, and I saw this clip with Robert Plant singing "Ramble On," and I got goosebumps because I was like, "Holy smokes!" Did the guy, like, his voice? So Jimmy, let's try to play this clip. I don't want to shut us down, but I want to try to play this little bit, 15 seconds or so, because I want you to hear this voice. This is not a young man who's 20 years old. Like, what's Plant? Like 70, 80 probably. He's certainly up there, but his voice sounds magnificent. Let's play it, guys. All right, cut it to me. Like, if you guys need to go hear that, go check it out on YouTube, man. Like, his voice is unbelievable.
Yeah. He did there were people often forget this one, but he always thought that Led Zeppelin should be a blues band.
Yes.
And he wanted it to be a blues band. So he actually formed a few bands after Led Zeppelin, like the Honey Dippers.
Yes.
And if you listen to that, like the song, this song's been remade so many times. It's called "The Sea of Love." I was just sounding this romantic kind of, but he does such a good job with the vocals. Yeah, I mean that guy is incredible.
Well, there's a good example of grudges. You heard us talking before the second hour here, John, about if we I think John's going to be sending a text here today, and I might even as well, where forgiving something will make next year happier. You talk about Plant and Page, like that's a grudge that went on forever. Right. I don't even know if they've even overcome that grudge today. And you can imagine, what would happen if to the music industry had those guys giving up their grudge.
Yeah. It looked like that when they made the Making Led Zeppelin, the documentary, at least they always have them separated. They're in these fancy chairs and they're kind of, they're talking about the past. And so they kind of make it look like they're one big happy family, but yeah, you wonder whether or not, did they have to separate? Did they have to keep them separate? They're never sort of in the same room together.
Yes, that's right. That's right.
Who knows? But
that's it. All right. Hey, I got a WTF or I got a Did You Know, Jimmy? Whichever one you want to play. Let's pull it up here.
Did you know women's butts can actually boost men's mental health and reduce stress? Biology's getting bold today.
The real science angle is reward response. Visual attraction can trigger dopamine, attention, and a short mood lift. That's why attraction can feel calming in the moment. The brain sees something it likes and reacts. But let's keep it clean. That's not therapy. That's not a prescription. That's a response. So yes, attraction affects the brain. No, it doesn't replace sleep, purpose, or getting your life together.
Biology's real. Discipline still matters. That is our today's Did You Know? Back to Keith and John.
So Petro, some science for us, man. Butts make men happier, help boost our mental health. There's some truth to that. Comments?
Why not?
Well, yeah, 100%. I know. So my wife's butt boosts my mental health. So, I know it's kind of like it's a catchy headline statement, but there's truth to it. Reduces stress. If it makes you happy, then hey, there you go. Right. The women's butts are.
It's brain chemistry.
100% brain chemistry. Yeah, absolutely. Anderson, you're going to go connect with Ben after this. And what do you got going on this weekend, brother?
Let's see here. Today is Friday, isn't it?
Yes.
I know today is kind of a slower day because I'm gonna take the day off from today's an off day from training, recovery day for sure.
Yes.
I know Sunday there's some sort of a beach volleyball event. We're gonna go hang out at that.
Oh yeah. Do you play beach volleyball or are you an observer of it?
I don't give two shits. Just there's a bunch of people. Some of my friends are down there, so we're just gonna hang out.
I love it.
Yeah. Probably go to the pool later today.
Yeah.
We have probably a good slow weekend. I'm looking forward to. This was a barn burner week in a good way.
That's good. How about you, Petro? Hey, what did you think of our 78-year-old guest this week who jumped off the cliff? She was pretty awesome. Hey, Barbara Shimwell.
Barbara. Yeah, she was pretty cool.
Yeah.
I like her. Yeah, I think that's very inspiring. And hey, she's just having fun.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
just finding things, get up off your ass and get out there. I think what she said though too was like, if you just, if you retire and you just want to sit in the chair and eat potato chips, I mean, it's gonna be maybe within 2 or 3 months. That's all you may be able to do.
Yeah, well, yeah, no shit. She was great. She's great. We got a bunch of interesting guests that I know Kai and the team are working on along the way behind the scenes here. Hey, so check out this. Did you guys have a vehicle like this growing up? This remember when cars were the size of a boat? Remember how big these fucking things were? My uncle had one of these things, man. That was massive. And you had to parallel park those. Dude, we do not have cars like that these days. Massive.
No.
Yeah, that thing was probably heavy as hell too.
Was those were not the cars you were flipping, Johnny?
No, not even close.
No, yeah, no. There's no bars on that one. That's just that's a big bar.
Bars are not. That thing's not getting flipped.
No, yeah.
But you could actually work on it if you needed to reach something in the engine.
Yes. Well,
there was room to get your arm down in there, and maybe not John's arm. John still wouldn't be able to put his arm down in there to get that changing oils.
John Prophet says you could fit 8. Yeah, you could fit 8 in those cars. Yeah. Well, in those cars, you didn't have to wear seatbelts. People were smoking in them, and if you got into a car crash, you're more than likely going to live, because there was so much so much safety around you. Speaking of car crashes, hey, I got Jim. Let's run this Tesla one here of this full self drive. Check this clip out, man. Full self drive in action. This is an epic spot here. Before we wrap this one up here, Jim, you got this clip here for us? Check out this Tesla. Watch this. Full self drive.
Whoops.
Avoids the whole thing. So I've driven with full self-drive in my car a few times, and I've never experienced that. But that's pretty significant, man. That's safety in action right there. So, boys, hey John, before you guys go.
Hey John, before you go, did you see that elephant unleash a fire hose, Paps, like it's trying to pressure wash the savannah?
Bro, that stream had commitment. Lions out here roaring, elephants out here power washing dominance with a trunk that's not the trunk.
The caption's like King of the Jungle, because nothing says royalty like public urination with hydraulic engineering.
I swear it was so loud I felt my phone vibrate. That's not a P, that's a statement with splash damage.
And the cameraman stayed locked in like it's National Geographic Uncut Edition. Nobody blinked. Everyone just accepted the chaos.
Hey, John, if that's how elephants assert dominance, what the hell do lions do to clap back? Write a Yelp review?
That is efficient. That is absolutely efficient. Jimmy has run this clip, man. So look, so we're talking multitasking, Anderson. I know you're not a big fan of multitasking, but check that out, dude. Like, animals just are so wondering to me. They just do. They're so effective.
What is the shitting and pissing at the same time?
Yeah, and cleaning it all up too. Just doing it all at the one time. Shitting, pissing, cleaning it up, cleaning your mess up. Like, we are talking a multifaceted individual right there.
What blew me away was the fucking amount of piss coming out that.
Well, that's just like a hose from nowhere.
It kept going.
Oh, just kept going. Just kept going. Yeah.
This is impressive, but I don't know. Have you ever seen a rhino defecating?
No.
I mean, it's like a fire hydrant straight out, like, I don't know, maybe 10, 15 feet. I mean, it is like, so this is impressive too, but
I've spent when I was in Africa, I saw a bunch of those rhinos doing crazy stuff, but no, certainly did not see that. Yeah, so we got John Prophet. That's how I pee in the morning. Hey, before you guys go, there's a Japanese study that finds cats right themselves in midair by twisting their spine in sequence. Do you guys ever wonder why cats always land on their feet? There's science behind it, Petra. Did you know that?
No, I didn't
really
know that was a myth or.
Yeah, so the study published in the Anatomical Record found that a cat's thoracic spine is far more flexible in twisting than its lumbar spine, giving the animal built-in weight to rotate different parts of the body at different times. So what they did is they used spines, Petro, from 5 donated cat cadavers. They measured how much each section can twist with force. Then they filmed it with 2 healthy cats with high-speed cameras, and then they fell into soft cushion. They found the front half consistently rotated first. So there it is. The scientific finding was the front half of the spine consistently rotated first, followed by the rear half a moment later.
So they're landing on their front feet first.
Yes. That sequential motion helps explain the long-running falling cat problem in physics, which asks how a body can reorientate in midair without pushing off anything external. That's quite fascinating, actually, because cats always land on their feet, always.
It's like a slinky.
Yeah.
Almost. Yeah. I guess I suspect as they sense that they're getting closer to the ground, they maybe last half second compensate with the right twist, right?
So true science question for you then. So Keith and John are in class one day and we're like, hey, we want to hey John, I appreciate you, man. Thanks for subscribing to us and come hang out with us later, brother. Every Monday to Friday live right here on mornings.live. Jean Prophet, I appreciate you joining the show here today. Hey Petro, quickly before you go though. So for something like this, Bellis and Anderson are a couple science guys, and we have this thesis that wondering why cats always land on their feet. Are we just simply going and basically, like we said, we find some cadavers and just test, and then publish a finding, and that's how it happens? Is it actually as simple as that?
I'd imagine at least 3 different types of tests. I mean, that'd be something that might help explain the ability.
Okay.
I mean, if you're already finding that, okay, in an initial study, you've compared dogs and cats and lizards and pigs or whatever, and you drop them from 5 feet and code how frequently they may or may not land on their feet. If you find that difference, then you're going to have to find other explanations for it. And if it has to do with their spine, like, I mean, a cat's spine I would imagine is much more flexible than a pig.
Yeah, and
that would seem to make sense. But yeah, I don't think it would just rely predominantly on the cadavers. I think you'd have to do some tests first to determine whether or not that's actually happened, like all of the time, like 100% of the time.
That's what I mean.
There's probably a few, but relatively, it seems possible that cats would be able to do that. So usually 3 is usually a good number. If when you're investigating things and from 3 different angles, you're finding the same. So the same conclusion, and it's preferable to do it with maybe 3 independent kind of groups that are investigating it, that are kind of independent and not watching what the results are of the others. And if you're all coming to the same conclusion, then it's usually a pretty good reason to believe something.
Interesting. We're talking science. We're talking cats landing with Petro, Anderson, and myself. We wrap up with the boys. Excuse me. You guys have yourself a wonderful weekend. Anderson, have fun at the beach volleyball match.
Yep. I'll probably take a nice nap at the pool in the afternoon today too.
Enjoy your nap today. Petro, are you gonna have a nap today?
No, not today. Maybe this weekend though. I think I might go out and hit some golf balls with the Winnipeg Jets.
Yes,
they'll be playing golf by the end of the next week.
Well, so let's just.
They're not going to make the playoffs.
No, they're not. I know you're observing like I am. So, but we'll see. Maybe that will change in the next 48, 72 hours. But they will likely be bullshitting on the golf course. Yes, you are correct. Yeah. You are correct. Petro, Anderson, lots of love to you boys. Always have fun with you guys. And you guys have yourself a wonderful weekend. Be safe. We'll talk to you guys on Monday. Okay.
Have a good loop, my brothers.
All right, boys.
Love you guys.
Love you guys. They're out of here. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning, Jean Prophet. Good morning, Sullivan. Good morning. The Whitakers are out there this morning. Good morning, everybody. Thanks for hanging out with me and Johnny and Petro this morning on Mornings in the Lab with Keith, John, and friends. Hey, Kai, Jim, did you guys see the new StreamYard logo? What is that, a horse? Is that a unicorn? What is that? Like, I wonder how they arrived at that, whatever that is. Look at the horse, maybe. I think, guys. I think it's, or is it a duck? What is it, a duck? I don't know what that is actually. It's a fucking duck. Oh, okay. Yeah. Interesting. StreamYard. Good job, StreamYard. Okay, so I got a monologue coming up, and I put this one together this morning, actually, as I was wrapping up coffee, as I was getting out of the gym, was giving some thoughts to the day, was giving some thoughts to next week, and I arrived at a monologue that leans into something that I think maybe much of us have friends that are like this, and or maybe some of us are like this ourselves. But maybe there are people who have never left high school, and that monologue is going to start in 46 seconds.
We're not talking about age. We're talking about what's still driving us. Teen mode is pick me. Adult mode is this is me. One chases the room. One stands on truth. We call it being professional. Sometimes it's just performance with a paycheck. Approval feels like safety. It's actually control. If we need a table, we rent our backbone. We say we're just playing the game. That game makes us smaller. It trains us to hide what we want. The distinction is simple. We stop shape-shifting for status. We decide who we are before we enter. Chief's about to put pressure on this. He's about to name what it costs. Morning begins here.
So there are people walking around in grown adult bodies right now who might actually have never left high school. Think about this for a moment. Tune in, listen in to what I'm going to say next. Maybe they left the building. They've left the lockers. They left the cafeteria. They left those bad haircuts and the cheap cologne and those awkward dances and the drama in the hallway. Think about it. You know those people. But mentally, emotionally, socially, a lot of them never left. And once you see them and once you can see it, you cannot unsee it. Think about this for a moment. The teenage software, the adult bodies. You start realizing that a shocking number of adult interactions are still being driven by teenage software. You guys know it. You know your friends. You know your peer groups. You know the people around you. I know we all have them. Looking for approval, exclusion, insecurity, status, performance, the fear of embarrassment, the fear of not being picked. I don't want to go live. I don't want to make a mistake. What happens if they don't like me? Oh, Keith, but they're not going to like me. Really? You're 50 years old. Really? Oh, but I'm sorry that I'm going to look stupid in front of everybody. Really? You're 38 years old. You're a dad with 2 kids and a family, and you're worried about that? Oh, but I'm scared that it just might suck. Yeah, you probably will, but you're going to suck less tomorrow. Guys, that's still, there's a lot of people just got older, more polished, but are better at hiding it. And you can spot it. You can see them all around you. That guy in that meeting who cannot subtly stop competing with everybody. You know him. He's the same guy he was in high school. Or the woman across the hall there who needs to make sure she has seen with the right people. We know those ones too, man or women. Or that grown man, you know him, still trying to act cooler than he is. Hey, that's me. Or the friend who becomes weird the second you stop doing better. Better yet, it becomes weird because you start doing better. That whole exhausting social dance that goes around us where people pretend not to care, even though deep down, they're just fucking judging. They're just caring. They're desperately caring. Guys, that's not maturity. That is high school with better clothes and more expensive consequences. Fast forward 20, 30, 40 years. And the crazy part is most people do not even realize they are doing it. No, we wake up like, oh yeah, I'm 40, I'm 50, I'm 38, and I'm still doing the same shit. Well, guys, the table changed. The need that you have did not. Yeah, you still want to sit at the right table. I know you do. But the table has changed. Now it's the right industry circle, the right group chat, the right conference, the right party, the right guest list, all of that. The right public association. Who are you associating with? The need is still the same for all of us. Do I belong?
Am I in the club? Am I part of the club? Do these people validate me? Do I look important? Guys, that's still that teenage psychology wearing those adult accessories. And I suspect some of us listening to my monologue right now might be one of them. Oh, are they going to like what I'm wearing today? Really? Because when people never emotionally live high school, like some of us, we don't build a real self. We build a social self, a strategic self, a performative self. I've had too many performative people on this show and they drive me nuts. It's that version built around reading the room. Oh, I wonder if Keith's going to like how I say this. Oh, I wonder if John's going to like if I say this and compliment his biceps. Chasing approval, avoiding rejection, staying close to the status. Guys, that is not freedom. No, that's permanent adolescence. And I know, you know, we see it everywhere. People pretending not to like the things because it's safer, just to be ironic. Mocking sincerity because genuine enthusiasm. Well, who wants to feel vulnerable? Jimmy, I don't want to feel vulnerable, so I'm just going to put some enthusiasm on the table to fake it. Or choosing image over truth. Yeah, I'm a good golfer. Even though that I pretended that I just didn't, that I moved my golf ball. And gossiping like it's still lunch period. That guy. Picking tribes because people feel like it's more important to belong over there than thinking or becoming a follower because you're comfortable sitting in the stands instead of really where you want to be on stage. Guys, that's not adulthood. It's not adulthood. That is not adulthood. That is just emotional carryover. It's not contempt. No, it's just clarity. And look, I get it. We all come from somewhere. We all carry these old wounds. And if you heard what we had to say earlier, if we can get rid of those old wounds, we can have a happier life tomorrow. We all remember what it felt like to be left out. I was one of the dudes who was one of the last people to be picked from time to time, or laughed at, or judged, or chosen, last, picked apart. I've been underestimated most of my life. Yeah. And then I look at my bank account to all the people that have underestimated me. And I say, hello. That stuff lands, you guys, because it stays in the nervous system. So I'm not saying this with contempt. I'm saying it because I think a lot of adult life makes more sense once you realize how many people are still trying to heal that old school pain with the adult achievements. Guys, the promotion, it's part of the ambition. Part of it might just be, see, I matter now. That attention, well, part of it is confidence. Part of it might still be, would you pick me now? Are we still worrying about being picked now? That need to win every room, that need to look unbothered, that need to always be uninvited. Yeah, is that what it is? A lot of that, guys, is not power at all. It's compensation. The trap. And if you do not confront that, an audience that no longer exists. That, my friends, is the trap. 45, 35, 25, 50. Still letting those old status fears making your decisions. Still trying to avoid being the weird one. I got an invitation for you. Accept it. Don't worry about still trying to say the right things or still trying to dress the part, signaling the part, performing the part, or still satisfied or terrified that if people really saw you, that might not let you sit next to them. Really? Guys, adulthood that we all are in and hopefully a great deal through it is supposed to be the great return. The return to yourself, the return to taste, the return to your truth, the return to deciding who you are without asking the room for permission. That is the real graduation, you guys, not getting older or making more money or even learning how to network. No, it's learning how to say, this is who I am. This is what I think. This is what I like. This is what I no longer need to perform. It's called looking in your own mirror. And this is when a person finally leaves high school in their brain, emotionally, mentally, not when we get older, not when our license says, hey, here's how old you are. No, it's when they stop handling their identity to the room. Because we know it, guys. We know it, girls. There are people all around us who have never left high school. Some of them might still be our friends. And you can tell. You can tell. You can tell that their whole life is still too long. Their whole life is still one long attempt to be accepted. Do they like me? Do they like me? To be accepted by the people they do not even respect. And I don't know about you guys. I don't know about you guys. And I don't know about you, Maya. From where I'm standing right here, that, my friends, that is no way to live.
Men are constantly told to open up, but often get punished the second they actually do. Today, we explore the death trap of expressing grief in a marriage. We also break down why buying a sensible gray car after a divorce is a quiet form of self-punishment, and the truth about why your business feels like a heavy weight on your chest. Grab your coffee, fellas. Handsome Chief, let's get into it.
Let's talk about a brutal dynamic destroying marriages right now in the community corner. There's Chris and Peach from the Two to Be Better podcast who recently aired a painfully raw conversation. Yeah. A husband drowning in grief after losing his mom. But when he tries to talk about it with his wife, she shuts down because she lacks the bandwidth. Fellas, here's the hard truth. Men don't stop opening up because they are weak. They stop because they learn it isn't safe. Yeah, true story. That life lesson for everyone. Your partner's grief isn't a threat to your comfort, and tolerating it is the bare minimum of being in a relationship. So guys, grief has no set timeline. So ask yourself, are you accidentally punishing the people you love just for being human? Look at your partner. Thanks, Whitaker. It's true. Too many people are walking around acting like a teenager when it's time to act like an adult. Just because a license says we're an adult doesn't mean we actually are an adult. Nope. True story. Hey, over in Substack, why your practical car is actually a prison. Vic Holterman went from driving Corvettes to buying a joyless gray Volvo after a massive life reset. Why? Because he secretly believed he didn't deserve to feel good again. He's like, nah, fuck, man. He says, men crush the hard work after a divorce. They hit the gym and fix their money, but refuse to enjoy the new life. And Vic argued that discipline without joy is just an organized cage, and he invites you to stop confusing penance with discipline. You're already forgiven. That rebuild he talks about isn't finished until your life feels like it belongs to you. Something to be said for that. Hey guys, over on YouTube, you don't have a capacity problem. You have a control problem. Are we talking control? Nah. Justin Cox hit LinkedIn with a truth bomb for every entrepreneur suffocating under their own success. He says, you don't have a capacity problem, guys. No, you have a control problem. If everything needs your input, nothing moves without you. And if nothing moves without you, you don't have a scalable business. That's so true. And it's funny. I'm so appreciative of Justin's comments here, because when I came back into the world to go and contribute, roll up my sleeves and create value again, I'm trying to create value. I did not want to build a business that relied on me. Nope. No interest. Nope. I had no interest because people like, Keith, why don't you build a coaching business? But no, because it can't scale upon me. It can, but I don't have any interest in that. I enjoy building business that scale beyond me. And there's a significant difference. Because when you build something that is your business, that is all about not capacity, but control, the moment you're not part of the business is the moment you don't have a business. Right? So I'm appreciative of Justin's comment. You must delegate decisions and you must build systems that run when you aren't in the room. And that is that's the show we created, the MITL format. Right? The vision here has always been pull Billis out, pull Anderson out, put Petro and Whitaker in, they can do the whole show.
right? And if you guys can step back and see this, you can see it pretty clear. There's a format, there's a formula, there's a recipe here. That is intentional, it's on purpose. If you watch Whitaker show, clearly there's a formula there. You watch Hewlett show, there's a formula there, right? So I'm a big believer in scalability, and you do that by not worrying about your capacity, not worrying about your control. No, you do that by putting systems in place, by putting the right people in place, and then stepping back and letting them lead. Hey, Maya, if you had to let someone else run the community corner for exactly one episode, who are you trusting not to burn it down? Yeah, true story. Me or John?
Neither of you. I'd leave the keys with Pitcher. He has way better impulse control. Nation, look at where you are holding on to control today. Are you holding on because it actually serves you, or because you are terrified of what happens if you let go? Figure that out, then drop the weight. See you tomorrow, boys.
Petro comes back and says to my ownership comments there, he's like, yeah, extreme ownership, but not extreme controllership. So I'm a big fan of that. I love obsessing as a founder in my business. Like because I'm so obsessed with what we're building here, like obsessed. Big fan of the obsessive part of it. But I'm more obsessed with not extreme controlling-ship. If anything, I think my team would say that there's perhaps some times where I give maybe too much ambiguity. And it's not so much ambiguity as it is, I want to empower leadership. I want to empower decision-making. I want to empower others to take what we are building and make it their own. I'm a big fan of that. Big fan of setting the course and saying where we're going and then moving people along the way. That is not controllership. I get no interest in controllership. It's just like, it's probably the reason why I would struggle working with somebody who likes to have control. And it's not that I am a control freak. As a matter of fact, I don't think I am at all. Well, let me rephrase that. Yeah, okay. So perhaps to a certain extent of control, but not a controlling. I like predictability. I like to plan. I like to know where we're going, but certainly not the controlling side of things. All right, fun show, guys. Fun week, wrapping it up. Hey, a bunch of things moving around behind the scenes here. You've noticed that we've had a little less guests as of late, on purpose. We've been kind of pulling levers around the back of the house here, and I do expect that to change here again in the coming weeks. We got Kai and Grace actively getting after our guest growth. We're launching actually a product on Mornings in the Lab Network called Guest Engine. And it's going to be a place where guests can apply to be on the show, build a portfolio. Kai's been booking guests, so I do expect us to be having more guests coming up along the way, which I'm quite excited about. I'll be frank. It is hard finding interesting people. And you might say to me, well, Keith, how hard can it be? It's fucking hard, man. And I'll tell you why. Most people are, I don't want to speak in an absolute here, so forgive me. I find many of us are performative, and I don't want to have performative. I want real. So, kudos to Kai and Grace for doing the research. It's hard. It's not as easy as you think. It's finding a needle in a haystack. Like Barbara Shemwell, we found her neck. She made that big jump. Great guest. Fits our demo. Fits our storytelling. Right? That just doesn't fall out of it. That just doesn't get put in front of us. So working hard at doing some great things. And as you heard on Roofy Show this morning, we got a bunch of new shows launching. Next Wednesday, we got Adam House, Paul Reedner, and Josh. They got a brand new show dropping on Wednesday called What the Truck. That'll happen at 10 o'clock right after Mornings in the Lab. So Wednesdays will be full on the network here. You got Billis, you got Whitaker, you got House and Reedner. So Wednesdays will be a full show. Looking forward to that one. And yes, and Petros. Oh, and Sullivan says great week in the weekly recap. With John and Bullshit is a nice segment. I'm a huge fan, man. I'm loving I'm loving Petro on Friday, and we got Brianna Bass on Tuesdays as well. And yeah, we got that other dude there, the guy named Dwayne Whitaker, hanging out with us as well. The unofficial dude who hangs out with us in the morning. Yep, loving Dwayne Whitaker. All right, guys. Well, listen, I'm going to get out of here. I'm going to go see my pup. You guys are curious. Charlie's doing pretty good. So what was it? Tuesday, Wednesday, I went through some hell. And according to all of the expert knowledge that I received about vestibular disease was that after the worst part, which I witnessed on Tuesday and Wednesday, it's supposed to get better. And I can say to y'all that it appears that it is getting better. So, and getting better in a contextual way. She's clearly gotten older. She's clearly, I guess it's like I'm only going to suspect it's like when our parents or our loved ones go through that next stage. It's like, okay, I guess dad's got the cane now, or I guess mom is not driving anymore. I'm just wondering aloud here where, I now have that dog who needs some extra care. And, my tears, this week came from the fact that I wasn't ready for it. Just wasn't ready for what's happening right now. So, but I'm adjusting, and that's all you can do. Nation, we're going to rock and roll out of here. Good time. Love you, brother. Good to see you out there this morning in the comments. And always glad to have your comments in my world. Monday, Claudia Slorasova. Unless she cancels. Claudia has rescheduled herself 3 times. So Claudia is supposed to join the show on Monday. Claudia Slorasova. The truth about why women leave. Real talk with the Stop Divorce coach. Yes, I appreciate you, Whitaker. Sending lots of love to Charlie and the whole Billis family. Lots of kindness over there. Guys, have a great weekend. If you're watching the Masters, be thinking about all the bullshit going on out there. Yeah. How much bullshit? Just bullshit everywhere. Just bullshit here, bullshit there. Just bullshit everywhere. Have a great weekend. And also look around at the people that you hang out with. Have they left high school? Or are they still just the same behaviors? Maybe the monologue forces you to look in the mirror and ask some questions about the friends you're hanging out with. Maybe they're holding you back. I don't know. Maybe they're still just in high school. Great conversation with Petro on bullshit and golf and everything else along the way. All right, nation. We'll see you guys in less than 48 hours on behalf of Kai, Jimmy, the entire gang here in the lab, John Anderson and myself, and of course, Dr. John Petrocelli. Lots of love. Yeah, good time. Good time. Yeah, I don't know if you saw, but we had a clip of Tiger arriving on the course. And if you missed that, I'd invite you to go back and listen. At about 9:14, 9:15 Eastern time, we had the arrival of Tiger showing up at the Masters in a black Suburban. So good time. Go check that out if you haven't checked it out. Dwayne, good time, everybody. Cheryl, I appreciate all of you guys. Lots of love from me to you. Sullivan, Holroyd, we'll see you guys. Have a great weekend. Nation, we'll see you on Monday.